Oh, I'm sure. It's a hell of a good pitch, $5 grand a pop.
You don't have to do anything.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. How are you doing? This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. We talk about good people. We talk about bad people. We go after the bad people. We go after the good people to do more good. We use them as experts on our referral list. We have an expert in today we'll talk about. We have an expert in almost every day. But we don't confine our topics ever to one topic. We talk about anything near and dear to your heart and pocketbook. Been doing this for nearly 40 years on the radio, recovering millions of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. I love doing it. I really do. I mean, if you think about it, the longest running radio show with the same host currently on the air. I love, love, love it. And what happens is people call. Sometimes they've never listened to the show, and they call for help because someone lied to them. Someone cheated them. Someone ripped them off. Where do you go? I mean, you can't hire an attorney for everything that goes wrong, for goodness sakes. So what do? They say, hey, call that Martino guy. You know, he's got a bunch of troubleshooting fools. They're going to help you out. And then what happens? We get the call and we go to work on it. Now, sometimes we work off the air. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you've ever heard a topic and you did not hear the follow-up and you want to know what's going on, give us a call and we'll tell you. Now, you can contact us 24/7 on any reason for anything at 303-MARTINO. That's anyone. If you've been mentioned on the show and you say, hey, I want to give my side of the story, it's not going to be a fight. We're going to do it. And we don't edit people. You see, there are so many ways that the media, when they say they're going to let you say your piece, they don't. They edit it into their story to fit their angle. This is not one of those shows. This is the only actual, truly objective show when it comes to gathering information. Then we take a stand. We don't pretend to be unbiased. We're unbiased in the beginning, and then we decide who got ripped, who needs help. That's what we do. 303-713-TALK. And just as a little side note, in the media, the news media, they do that too. They just don't tell you. They have an angle when they go out, and they do have a bias from the beginning. And in fact, we've had cases over the years. I was in TV for 32 years, where if the assignment desk assigned things based on a premise and it didn't come out the way they wanted it to, they would never lie and go on the air and lie, but they would simply not do the story. So if there was a story about this or that or the other thing showing that this one politician is bad or this one politician is good or the crime wave is this or the crime wave is that or this neighborhood got screwed or this neighborhood didn't, and it didn't go along with the way they want, rather than reporting, well, we were wrong, people are wrong in their assumptions, this is not happening, they just drop the story. So that's one way that the news angles stories, by just not reporting some of the findings they don't like. And you see, I don't think there's a vast conspiracy. I just think it's the way they formulate their stuff. And listen, let's talk about you. If you think you're treated unfairly, give us a call. And then we'll go to our guest in a minute here, Weldon. Oh, by the way, Frank Duran, the realestateman.com, 303-920-1622. I just said this hour brought to you by Frank. Frank is simply the best at buying or selling and assisting you. And you will never find anyone to dedicate more time and energy. No matter who you are, it's not just because you're somebody or the house is expensive or the house is low price. He treats everyone great. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Weldon wants to talk about a health group. What's going on, Weldon?
Thank you, Tom.
What's happening, man?
Valuable radio show on radio.
Thank you, man. What's happening?
My son signed up for what he thought was insurance. It's called Kingdom Insurance Group. I read the...
Kingdom Insurance Group. That sounds to me like a health share.
Yes. And it's an LLC. And first of all, I was going to ask you if he wants to withdraw. As I understand, since he's joined, he's a member of this LLC. And it would not be complicated to withdraw from that LLC.
Well, first of all, the LLC is just a business entity. I want to mention something about withdrawing. Because there are no penalties, you can drop your health insurance anytime you want. There are no penalties. However, you can't just get a plan willy-nilly. It has to be for a life-changing event, or it has to be during open enrollment. that did not change. So Weldon, first of all, I never understood that, by the way, why you have to do open enrollment and you can't get it otherwise unless it's a life-changing event. But that was part of Obamacare.
Right.
But Weldon, Kingdom Health Group, LLC, is this a Christian share one?
Yes.
Okay. There are some like this where you pay a monthly premium and they send money to whoever is in need at the time. And for a lot of people it works, I guess. Like I said, with the deductibles and with their restrictions, I carried it to avoid the penalty. Not Kingdom, but another one. It paid for absolutely nothing the entire time I had it. I mean absolutely nothing. I paid to have a rejection letter every month. That's what I paid.
That's what I thought would happen. That's what I thought was going to happen.
They all suck.
I was concerned. So so he can withdraw. Withdrawing from an LLC as a member is no complicated thing.
Yeah, and you mentioned an LLC. Withdrawing from an insurance company or an insurance plan doesn't matter what entity it is. You seem to be hung up on the LLC. I don't understand about the LLC part. That has nothing to do with it.
In their brochure, we are not an insurance company.
Right. I know they aren't. They are not.
Okay.
But it's an insurance plan.
Right.
Okay.
It's a cost sharing.
So he wants to withdraw. Why? How much is he paying monthly?
500 something.
My goodness. And why does he want to withdraw? Did he find out what I found out, which is they don't cover anything?
Well, I was reading through it, and I suggested to him they may not pay. My feeling is they won't pay for anything.
They probably won't.
And he says
no.
When he calls their customer service, he always gets the same person, and he doesn't think that they have really much in the way of assets.
Listen, I don't want to throw stones at him where I'm telling you they're a scam or anything. They're not. They do. I've talked to people who had entire births of their children covered and other catastrophic stuff. But by the time you get through your deductible is maxed out, and you don't get any of the subsidies or any of the benefits you do on the exchange. For example, on the exchange, you can get 0 deductibles or you can get very low premiums because you're subsidized. With this, there are none. So what is his deductible?
I believe it's somewhere in the 2,000.
No, it isn't. It's way more than that. But anyway, okay.
That's what I thought.
Here's the bottom line, Weldon. You're asking, can he drop out? Yes, he can. But what is he going to get? Is he going to just go uncovered, or is he going to get a catastrophic plan, or what?
Well, I think he'll probably get a catastrophic plan because there's no point in having something that isn't going to pay. And I was just reading the brochure.
Bingo.
I just realized they're not going to pay you. And it's going to go out.
No.
It's not just those sharing companies either. We pay about
$1,200
a month for Kaiser. They cover nothing.
I should not single out Christian share plans.
Obamacare's a sham.
Listen, what it did is it spread. Here's what it did. It took coverage and spread it to the masses. But the vast majority of people, it is an illusion that they are covered. I mean, if you take a young person working their asses off and they get a broken arm, they may as well not have insurance because coming up with $3,000 is the same as coming up with $100,000. I mean, they can't. And so they have no coverage. Here's who it helps. It helps those. It opened up more people to Medicaid.
That's all it did.
And it did it well. And by the way, I have no problem in covering those unfortunate. Just cover more people if you want. I think what they did, though, they took away options for people who could afford different options and made it so expensive.
Remember, you were supposed to keep your own doctor.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a plan that helps people. I'm all for it. I just don't like the way this was implemented. But unlike Mark, I do believe there is a place now. Healthcare is something to me like education.
Medicaid.
You can't leave it to free enterprise.
You put them on Medicaid then.
Yeah, in a way.
Why lie and hide it like some kind of scam like it was?
Yeah.
Honest to God, why?
But I think...
Tell people they can keep their doctors and everybody's going to save money.
I think the government has proven they can do a good job if they put their minds to it, because Medicare is a very well-run system. You know what?
Yeah.
People on Medicare, they love it. Now it may not pay absolutely everything you want. You have to you know, pay for certain prescriptions, maybe higher than you think. But listen, people, we're all going to have to pay something anyway. But Weldon, the answer is yes, he can get out. I would call Integra Insurance Group, though, for a catastrophic plan. They have plenty that are pretty good.
Thank you, Tom.
All right.
God bless all of you guys.
Sure.
You're the greatest.
Thank you, Weldon.
Well, you like getting me fired up.
Integra Insurance is pretty good. Listen, health insurance is a bugaboo. It's a terrible, terrible topic.
All you did was complain about your you got on Medicaid, or not Medicaid, Medicare, and you love it. You're right. That is a good, well-run government system.
But it shocks me how
Why not do it for everybody?
I don't know. I don't know why. It shocks me how well run it is. I mean, the websites and the people, and I'm wondering, this is nothing like anything else in government. Motor vehicles a sham. Everywhere you call the IRS, it's terrible. There's always someone to talk to. There's always answers. There's always people. I don't know what it is, Mark. I don't know what it is about that program that excels. I don't know why. Now, Dr. Mike Hederscheit, he's with us. He's a chiropractor. Chiropractors have always, let's just say it, they've always taken a back seat in insurance. They always have. But, of course, not so much as other alternative medicines. But chiropractic has been around a long time. But isn't it still not the same? Or are you almost at par with other medical providers, healthcare provider? Are you or not?
As far as
health insurance and all that stuff.
You know, and one thing that's really great is you're talking about Medicare. Is that they do cover. You know, I know. I accept Medicare in my office, and they do cover a good amount of care. And the documentation and the way to get a hold of them.
It's easy, isn't it?
Very, very easy to work with them, yeah.
And how is it to work with, like, say, MedPay when people are in car accidents? Difficult or hard?
Not too hard. It also depends if somebody has a good lawyer that they're working with or if they want me to bill them directly. So there's a couple different ways to look at that. But it's not too difficult to work with. Then
what about regular chiropractic care? What do you find with that? Like for regular health insurance?
For regular insurance, you know, it's mediocre. I think what happens is the high deductibles. That's the issue. You know, I have someone walk in with $5,000 deductible.
No, exactly.
It's like they don't have insurance at all.
303-713-TALK.
And they pay about $1,000 a month for that.
Well, isn't that considered catastrophic care?
It's considered highway robbery.
No, I mean, how is that different than catastrophic?
It's not. What is?
How is this?
Christian share? Oh, it's worse.
Well, why?
Because it costs more. Even the percentages they pay, they cost way more.
Okay.
And really, that's what it is. It's bad catastrophic care is what it is.
Okay.
I mean, it depends on the plan, too, because I've seen different plans with, like, Christian healthcare things.
But what do you expect when someone...
You can add, like, a service on top of it, pay more, and then you get more benefit and all that.
They made it to where the only plan you could buy, this is what Obama did. If you want health insurance, you have to buy a plan that covers pregnancy for men. It's the dumbest fucking thing I ever heard. Well, that's not true. It is very true. You cannot buy a plan that does not cover pregnancy. All right, so... All right, guys. The RaleighHouse.com. The Raleigh House is a treatment center for addiction. I should say centers. They have a few locations around the Denver metro area, started right here in the Denver metro area. And they have a phone number for information where you can receive information about addiction if you have an addict in your life, if you need any information whatsoever. Cost anything. 720-730-9722. 720-730-9722. Tom, it's absolutely true. You cannot buy a plan that doesn't cover pregnancy. Well, if I have an individual plan, I don't have one, but if I have one, you're saying, just me, there will be a pregnancy coverage in it. You can't buy a plan that doesn't cover pregnancy.
Oh, wait, is it an individual plan, or is it through the network, that network stuff that they'll have?
I mean, while Obamacare, right now, technically, you have to order a plan off there. It has to be compliant.
I thought you can get other plans and stuff.
You can, because they got rid of the penalty. But still, the law says you have to have a plan that does this.
I see.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Do you owe back taxes? It's been years since you filed, facing an audit.
Well, if everyone just intermittent fasted, then probably wouldn't need insurance.
There you go.
Warm up with Ron and Jack Larson and their team of licensed tax experts.
No, I mean, that's,
between
you
you and
know,
the IRS.
the thing about the way I try to run my office is even though the high deductible is there, if I keep my rates reasonable, then it doesn't even make a difference. Like I'm charging $200 a visit.
Life and taxes don't always fit together perfectly.
But Mark is right about if they know they're hitting insurance, chiropractors, all of a sudden that $50 adjustment is now a $100 adjustment.
Don't waste another season with anxiety, worry, and
as soon as they know it's insurance, chiropractors raise their.
That's what you say.
Yeah, not everyone though. Yeah, I mean, that's not. I mean, I don't. Like, if I bill like Medicare, for example, it's $50. If I charge you for an adjustment, unless you're military, it's $50.
Right.
So,
but what I'm saying is, many chiropractors, like my daughter went through.
Oh, right. They might.
know damn well that's what they do. Yeah.
Some might. Yeah.
I mean, I had a guy. I had the most weird story when it comes to chiropractic coverage. He charged self-pay $60. He charged insurance $90.
What do you mean by insurance, though? Like a PI?
When he billed insurance, oh, he charged him $120 twice.
That's different than PI and insurance.
Because there's a lot more work.
Right. So,
well, what do you get for Medicare?
Medicare, I charge $50, so they pay.
But listen, no. So listen, so he was paying $60. I was paying $60, and then excuse me, $120 if you have insurance, and $60 if you don't. Okay, so he racked up a big bill with me, and my insurance didn't cover it. So he wanted the full amount, at $120 per visit, and I said no.
Because then he sticks you.
If I walked in with through the straight,
it's 60.
It's 60. So why, just because I have insurance, am I being? I mean, the guy was a fucking nut.
That's the issue with doing it. If it gets declined, it's technically on his responsibility.
But that's with everybody, though. Look at hospitals.
That's why you shouldn't charge
but they don't.
a little fee with that.
It's really wrong to do that. I mean, why do you charge insurance? Now, I don't mind charging a little more because of the processing, but
I mean, if they're going to pay 90%, then just charge an extra 10% if that's the way that they want to go.
I don't know, man.
But with like PI, it could be different because if they're trying to reduce. Right?
Well, look at windshields. If a windshield company knows insurance is going to pay, it's probably going to be 4 times higher than what you pay for cash.
I don't know if that's true.
I've done it.
But will they come back if it's declined and charge and make you pay for it, or is it you get to check the front end?
I think they go through and see what the insurance is going to pay. They know what
I think that's always the problem is people get stuck with the bill at the end if it gets declined, and then they're like, well, you owe me $10 grand, and you're like, all right, well, I had the cash, then it would have been money.
In fact, most window companies, they'll ask you right up front, is this insurance or is this cash?
You're back. I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay. Steve, talk to me, Steve. What's going on?
Well, Tom, this is the first time I've called with a problem. Usually I'm called giving kudos to the referral list.
Well, I'm really happy that we're able to help you. I mean, I hope we can. What's going on with you?
Well, I got a problem with the Denver Post. My 91-year-old mother paid $465 to renew her subscription.
I was going to say she's probably one of the only ones that'll still buy that. They better keep their customers happy because they're going away fast. So anyway, she paid in advance?
Yes.
Now what's the problem, sir?
Well, she's crippled. She's in a wheelchair. She's deaf. And I have requested that they put the paper on the porch.
Oh, man, this is...
It's in the driveway. It's in the snow. It's...
You know what? We get this complaint. I don't know what to tell people when we get this complaint because here's the deal. You're really not dealing with the Denver Post. You're dealing with people who have a route. And these are people that, I don't know how to say it, man. They're like, okay. They're the dredges. I mean, people deliver papers. I don't want to say I don't want to talk about people as bad people. I'm talking about obviously they don't have a job where they care so much, right? I mean, they're delivering papers. It's not a career. It's not something people work toward being the best at. I think that's fair to say. They're delivering frickin' papers, and so what are you going to do? You're going to tell them, if you tell the Post doesn't care, and then the carriers, they don't care either. I mean, they just don't. They're not going to get out of their car. They're not going to walk up and put it on the porch. They're not going to do it. If I lie to you and say, we're going to call, nothing will happen. What else can I tell you? Nothing will happen. Mark, do you have any?
They generally come through and help us out when we call up, but I'm shocked that paper costs. How much did you say? $400?
They come through $465.
For how long?
A year.
How's that possible?
Wait. You know you can buy her an iPad for that.
Well, she's 91 years old.
Oh, come on. You can teach her. No?
No. We tried so she could read books on it, but...
Oh, my goodness.
I've contacted Bill Reynolds, which is the vice president of circulation.
Okay, that's where that's good. You went to the circulation department at least. What did he say?
Well, I left him. He didn't take the call.
Do you want to get your money back and cancel? You can do that.
No, she wants the paper.
She wants the paper. I think if we call our angel up, haven't they?
Do you really? Do you think does it sustain itself, or do they just go back to their old habits?
They generally get it fixed with whoever's delivering that person's paper.
Do you know the name of your carrier?
No.
That's what you need to do. I'm serious. What time does it deliver?
Early in the morning.
You might want to just...
All I know. It's usually around 5 or 6 o'clock.
I would want to know the name of the carrier and talk to the carrier directly. And I mean that. That's one of the ways to do it. But, Steve, we're going to put a call in to our angel at the Denver Post. For those listening, angels are people at various organizations that we help with and that help us. Kirk, you have a Medicare scam? What's going on?
Yes, Tom.
What is
how are you?
I'm doing good, man.
First of all, a shout out to Dr. Mike. I've been going to him for a while for my
You have? Good, excellent.
And he's really helped me a lot.
He's a good guy, yeah.
Anyway, yesterday I got a call from somebody claiming to be from Medicare. And they said
there's so many of these. Okay, tell me the scam. Let's get right to that scam. What do they want?
Sure, they wanted to send me. I have a new card that I got last year, but it's a paper card.
Yeah.
And he wanted to send me one plastic card, and he wanted me to give him my new Medicare number.
Oh no.
And I didn't do it because I told him, well, you should already have that information, and so we went back and forth a while.
Did he claim he was with Medicare?
Yes, he gave me.
Was there a cost for this card?
No.
Oh, so he wanted that number because he can get drugs with it. Yeah.
Correct. And so we went back and forth for a while, and I said, well, can you give me he gave me his name and ID number, and I said, and he gave me the actual
What's really funny is there are no ID numbers.
I know. And he gave me the actual number for Medicare that's on the back of my card, because I said, well, can I call Medicare and verify that this is true?
Good.
And then we still went back and forth a little bit, and then finally I said, well, I'm going to call this number, and then he hung up.
So you don't have a number to call him back?
Well, yeah, I do. I have the number that popped up. It's the number on the back of my Medicare card.
Wait. So he spoofed the actual number?
Yes. And then, on my caller ID, when he called me, it popped up as a Janet Springer with another number on my caller ID. I called that number, and it was disconnected.
Yeah, or they can spoof any number they want. So caller ID has basically been rendered useless.
Right, exactly.
Well,
anyway, I just wanted to alert your listeners.
Oh, thank you. I want to alert our listeners. Thank you. I'll put it this way. The government doesn't call you, period. How's that? Not the IRS, not the Treasury Department. Law enforcement's not going to call to tell you they're coming to arrest you. It's not going to happen. The government will not call you. They won't. You can initiate a call, but they won't call you.
One of the worst ones, man, is when they call up and they kind of fool an old person that their grandkid's in jail, man. We've had a lot of those. That will never happen.
Or they call up and pretend to be the grandchild, and the person is so damn senile, they go, well, I don't even know how they know to do it. They call up and say, Grandma, is this you, Johnny? Yes, it's Johnny. I mean, and then there goes the scam. Let's talk. What's good? James, you want to talk to Mark about what, sir? How can I help you?
He was speaking on Ross Kaminsky's show.
Wait. He was talking on Ross Kaminsky's show about what?
Yes. And all of a sudden, Mark was wondering what had happened to my
All right, hold on. First of all, James, only the important words you're saying are blocked out. Everything else we can hear. Yeah, he wanted to talk about, and then he said, and then I want to do.
He must be the guy that had his tooth turned into a necklace if it was on today's show.
Just hold on, James. We're going to try to establish a better contact. And then Elliot wants to talk about Mad Sky. Is that the name of a roofing company?
Apparently it's the management company to the roofing company is my understanding,
Well,
Tom.
we'll figure that one out coming up. I'm Tom Martino. We have more.
Well, that's exactly what it is. The management company that through Safeco.
Management company through Safeco. Safeco doesn't use a management company. I can't believe how much the Denver
that's what I told them.
Now they use independent claims.
Yeah, 490, 465.
They use independent claims companies.
This is like a contractor that
could be a business
submits the bills and sends it to the guy.
Did it always cost that much though?
I don't know. That's the way he explained it to me. I've never heard of them either.
Do you think it'd be something like 95?
I'd like Compass to listen to this call.
Yep, it'd be good. Well, that's exactly what I thought.
Calvert City's looking good. 225's running smooth and roaring. No delays on 6th Avenue in Lakewood. Highway 60.
How old's your baby?
In Clear Creek Canyon State.
2.5. Almost 3.
Tom, 20 seconds. Ideal Home Loans, 60 spots.
I
cannot believe how much it is.
41.
How much? What is Mark?
The stupid newspaper. I can't find anything online verifying that's how much it is.
Hey guys, 10 seconds quiet.
I wouldn't want to talk about it.
You know, when you're approved for a loan, you assume, okay, I'm approved, let's go ahead. Ideal Home Loans approves you, but then they take time, and it doesn't take much time to go through things and say, you know what, even though you're approved, you have a number of credit cards that you could pay down by just a few bucks. That would get you a better rating by 10 or 20 points, and that will get you better pricing on the back end. They can save people anywhere from $20 a month to $200 a month, and they have facts to show that. So that's called credit optimization. That's just one of the many benefits you get with Ideal Home Loans. Another one is picking your own term. 17 years, 23 years, 28 years. You know, you want to get the low rate but not go back to 30. If that's your choice, you can make it. That's the custom term loan. Along with the rate guarantee, if rates go down, they refinance you free of all lender fees. For your next Ideal Home Loan, idealhomeloans.com, idealhomeloans.com, 303-867-7000. That's 303-867-7000.
The unemployment rate is at a 48-year low. Most people
this is really documented.
If you're trying to fill
how much?
positions at your business, you'll have to
491. Man, I tell you,
You know, so Spike Lee was complaining that he didn't win Best Picture, and he should have, and that the Green Book, although a black story, was told through a white man's perspective, and shouldn't have won.
But what does race have to do with winning the movie? I don't understand. Is it predicated on it's got to be about?
First of all, if you think about all the minority-centered movies, you had Roma, you had Green Book, you had Black Panther, you had Spike Lee's, Black Klansman, you have. I think more than ever, you're seeing movies about the disenfranchised, about black guys. How about that one, Beale Street? Oh my God, about that guy paying for a crime he never committed. All of these injustices. And then you have stories about all kinds of people who normally never had movies about them, ever. I mean, we have more now about the people without a voice getting a voice through cinema, don't you think? I think it's popular.
But like I say, Spike Lee is basically, I think, a racist for saying something like that. He's basically, well, he isn't. So he's saying a white person should not be allowed to tell a black story. I mean, he's a classic racist.
I'll tell you, I love that director, that writer, that producer.
Who did?
No, I like the guy, the one who did Get Out. I love him. And what else did he do?
Oh, is that the Key and Peele guy?
I don't know his name. I just know that he did that movie, and then he did another one. He's cool.
Yeah, he does good work. He was in the movie too, right? Get Out. He was one of the actors in it.
I didn't know that, but I love him.
One of the best movies.
And then there's a guy that'll never win awards, and he makes movies
Through the Never.
Sounds like
what is that?
Wonderland.
Mark, what is it?
Just Google it.
Like, is it on Netflix now?
No.
It's out right now?
No, it went out in 14 or 15.
Through the Never.
Through the Never.
Stephanie and I look for all kinds of movies.
I saw it in IMAX, actually.
I don't think I've ever heard it, Mark. Just generally, what is it about?
40% of Americans
A guy,
but excluding people with
he basically goes to a concert, and he has to go do some tasks for the band.
Okay.
That is an astounding number.
During the concert.
Your untapped home
Really? Okay. And you don't think it's on Netflix?
I doubt it. I really doubt it.
Through the Never. Okay. That sounds like a cool movie.
All the salary-based mortgage consultants at American Financing, they'll guide you through the mortgage refinance process.
I can't.
Never charge.
I can't imagine to binge, not to watch. I love binge. Just continuing stories.
Do you watch True Detective?
Is it about Metallica? The concert's Metallica.
Mark loves that.
Oh, True Detective? Oh, I love that. That's a great show.
Okay, I gotta start watching again. I didn't turn. The first 6 episodes bored the shit out of me.
Which one?
True Detective. Oh, the new one? Are you watching the new one?
No. I love it.
It's great. It's amazing.
It's unbelievable. I'm not watching the new one.
The different times and all that.
3 different. I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
And it makes sense.
Listen, I've asked my listeners before, and I'm going to ask you again. I want binge-worthy TV shows. Because when I'm vegging, I just want something to see now and then. No, I don't look at TV. I don't sit down at prime time and watch all night. But I do love shows. And I saw one called Fringe about the FBI and science fiction kind of. And it went on for 8 seasons. I loved it. And then I love things like, I just love some of these shows that go on season after season and they all tie in together. But I just am looking for some creative stuff. Not all the same. Oh, I love some of the BBC stuff. If you have any comments, please help me, okay? Now, by the way, Adam has a comment on The Look. We're going to go back to Elliot in a second here. But I want to know what, Adam, did you finally figure out what I meant by The Look and all the news yesterday about The Look?
Yeah, from the Oscars with Gaga.
I mean, I can't believe we have a summit going on in Vietnam. We have the world, so much news, and yesterday the news media was preoccupied with the stare at the end of that song and how his girlfriend should have been mortified, his baby mama, and how, something must be going on. I don't know. So
my question is, does Mark give you the look every Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock?
Oh, my God.
He stares into my eyes.
The look. Adam, that was funny. No, he doesn't. Give me the look, the stare, whatever. And, they're actors, right? And they're performers. But, I mean, everyone was talking about that in the entertainment industry, in the news, in the entertainment news. Do you know that there are just as many entertainment news shows as there are real news shows? Talking about those people, we seem to be preoccupied with it, right? Let's talk about this roofing issue. Elliot, welcome to the show, Elliot. And you want to talk about this, and I'm just going to have Compass Insurance listen just because they are our insurance experts. They have nothing to do with this. Go ahead, Elliot. I don't have a clue what you're going to talk about. What's happening?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
Well, I'm a retiree who owns my own home.
Okay.
And last year, we had some really bad hail and extensive damage. And about November, I found out that my roof was totally gone, so I had to get a new roof. But there was also damage to pergolas and outbuildings.
Yeah.
And so the way I go through Safeco Insurance, and they have a preferred contractor program, which I wanted to go through so I would avoid the problems that I'm experiencing. And the problem has been, it's called Mad Sky Managed Repair Program. They're the ones that, the middleman. And so they're the ones that get the estimate all finalized and approved. And when I finally did get the...
Now, wait, this is the preferred contractor? That's the name of them?
Well, no, it's a preferred contractor program. And
it's managed through this company?
Yes, through Mad Sky. Safeco works through Mad Sky, which is a local company, to get the estimate approved and everything.
But I'm sorry, is Mad Sky the roofer or no?
No.
This is one of those companies, Tom, I think, that roofers that have no cash flow use.
Sometimes it could be, or it could be the insurance. I've never heard of them. I know this. There are companies that go out and tell roofing companies, you give us the claims, we'll work it and get it back to you, and we'll boost the claim, and we'll get more money for you because we're going to find more problems, and then you split some of the extra with us. Or there are some companies that manage claims, independent adjusting companies. They send out adjusters and manage a claim for insurance companies. But I don't know exactly what this company, Mad Sky, does. Brian Burns, have you ever heard of Mad Sky? And I know that's not your problem. You want to tell us the problem, but I just need to know before we get going. Brian, have you ever heard of Mad Sky?
I honestly haven't. I haven't ever.
What's the actual? It's called Managed Repair, and here's what it says: Managed Services. That's what they do. Transforming roof claims. So Mad Sky is transforming the restoration of roof and exterior insurance claims. We call it roof-terior. Mad Sky, it says here, whether it's wind, hail, blah, 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 a home that sustains damage to the roof and exterior requires exceptional expertise to assess, coordinate, and manage the restoration process. We're more than just a contractor network. We do not merely have members that are assigned to work. We oversee the entire process from start to finish. Okay, I understand, but I don't necessarily think that the insurance companies can make you work with anyone like this. Did they actually?
They sure can.
Did they recommend Mad Sky?
So yeah, they recommended them. They didn't make me go through this.
Good.
I interviewed several contractors, and I liked the contractor that was one of the preferred contractors.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to go. I didn't know nothing about Mad Sky, and they said, well, you got to go through Mad Sky if you use the preferred contractor. So that's what I did.
Okay, and now what? What's going on? And by the way, any good contractor like Genesis Total Exteriors, I mention them because they can coordinate the entire claim because they do everything outside.
So can Excel. I mean,
yeah,
any
of course.
These guys.
Yeah, well, Excel can coordinate it as well, but they're mostly roofing and gutters, obviously.
I wonder how good these guys
Genesis
are.
does the siding and the windows, but you're right, Mark. If you get a good contractor, they can coordinate. But in any case, let's get to your problem.
So basically it's this. They estimated the whole job, and there's the roof, and then there's pergolas, there's outbuildings, and so the total amount. I was after I paid my $2,500 deductible, they were supposed to pay me back for the work that was not performed because I'm going to do it myself at a later date because I'm a homeowner. I can do that.
Well, okay. Well, how much were they supposed to give you for that part of the claim?
Okay, so they were supposed to give me, this is per their approved estimate, they were supposed to repay me $2,432.14 because in the estimate,
whatever. Okay, 2,000 plus. What? So,
yeah.
So listen. What about your deductible part?
They paid me $1997.68, so they owe me $434 about.
What about your deductible?
So I already paid that.
Okay, got it. Okay, so that's basically what you're calling about. They owe you $434. By the way, Brian, have you heard of claims where people get paid back to do work themselves?
It's not real common, but it's not unheard of.
Right.
But I'm glad he's got it agreed upon in advance. Obviously, that's what you want to do.
Okay, so Elliot, right now the bottom line is they owe you $434. What do they say about that?
So I keep going through Safeco through their adjuster, and he's been very helpful, but he's limited because Mad Sky is the one that determines what's done and what's not done, supposedly per the contractor. 2 days ago, I talked to the contractor, and I said they're messing up, and that for some reason they think that siding work was done, and it wasn't. And so I had. Okay,
so is that what we're down to? They think that the reason they didn't give you the whole thing is because they did some of it. Is that it?
That's exactly it.
And it hasn't been done. Is that it?
And the contractor called them up, and just like me, they're unable to get through. But he did leave a message that totally concurred with what I said, the items that were not.
Where's Mad Sky that you can contact him?
Well, they are a 303 number, but I don't know where they're located. And I've tried several times, and I've never been able to get through, and they've never, ever called me back. I asked Safeco to just get them to call me and explain.
And Safeco doesn't mind this arrangement.
Well, yeah, I've talked to Safeco about it, and I don't know if they'll ever use Mad Sky again because...
No, but they don't care about you getting money back to do the work, right? They didn't express any kind of a problem.
I'm sorry, please say again.
Your Safeco company doesn't have a problem with this arrangement.
No, I mean, it's their arrangement. They're the ones that set it up.
No, I'm talking about the rebate for your repairs. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to call them, okay? Hang on. I'll have Dan call them.
I'm going to go.
Just say, where's your money? That's what we're going to ask.
I want to go one further with Elliot. I want to show people out there that Mad Sky probably isn't that good at what they do.
And you know how we're going to do it?
We're going to send someone out there. This guy wants $400 back. I'm going to send somebody out there that might put $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 in his pocket.
Elliot, this will cost you nothing right now. Okay? But if you get an extra on top of everything that's already done, if you get an extra 5 or 10 or 15, would you mind paying a commission on that to whoever we send?
Well,
we're talking about you're already done. You get your $400, and we have somebody come out and find an extra $10,000. Would you pay a small commission on that?
I would, but you're not going to find any.
Okay, let's have a private bet. Lunch. Okay? You don't even have to pay me. I'll pay you. Let's just try it. Let's try it.
Yep.
And I want people to write it down. You call me back and say, Tom, you know, you always say to call you, and I didn't hear a follow, blah, 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 blah. Dan, would you call and get us $400? See if we can get that from them. 303-713-TALK.
Put it in
This
Google
report is
for me.
sponsored by Glenwood.
First, last name, phone. He was going to say, oh, no, there's nothing else out here. He was talking outbuildings. This is the kind of shit they salivate on.
Shed in a pergola.
Hey, that pergola is a good pergola.
Hey, switch me over and I'll get back.
Okay, I'll switch you over.
Okay.
All right.
Don't screw
You're going
up.
to change your name to Danielle when you're completely switched over?
Don't screw it up.
We had one insurance company wanted to cop up $800, $80,000.
That's what she found.
From 800.
That's what she got.
Oh, wow.
They would only give her $800.
Forecast for Glenwood's famous hot springs calls for plenty oops and ahs this afternoon. With savings at visitglenwood.com.
Let's talk about Fix It 24/7. The company that is doing extraordinary things for $39. You can have a $39 clean and check of your furnace. $39 only for the next 20 people, because these are extraordinary deals. They take out the blower, they take apart the burners to the extent they can, they adjust it, they clean the thermocouple, they clean and recondition your furnace. 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939. They're good.
Every time I'm out here, there's a lot of kudos to the company. Yeah, but that new True Detective is good. They got the 3 timelines going on at the same time.
I love it.
What do you love, Mark?
The new True Detective. In fact,
I gotta find out.
I just started watching 9 or episode 8 or 9.
You can just go right to. You don't have to go.
Should I go to the new one?
None of them matter because they're all in its own light.
Yeah.
The brand new one with Mark.
He's right though.
Or something.
What makes this one so unique is the 2 characters, the 2 main cops, have 3 different life cycles going. So they're old and retired, they're middle-aged when they reopen it, and when the case first happened and this girl gets kidnapped. Or brother and kid. One's killed, actually. So bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
And I'm up to the part where they just walked into the pink room.
Okay. Oh, well, that was a new one that was...
Yeah.
That just happened, yeah. I watched about...
No, all I saw was the ending of last week's, and they walk into the pink room.
Okay, yeah. They do a great job of coordinating the timelines. I mean, it's seamless.
It's seamless. Whoever wrote it, well, it's Matthew McConaughey and
Woody Harrelson?
Woody Harrelson, that's who's the director.
Yeah, they did great work. That's
Really?
one of the best.
So they've been involved from the beginning.
Yeah, they've done all.
Is Ali in this one? What is his name? Mauricio.
It's an odd name, yes.
Yeah,
I think that's a black guy.
He does
but
incredible on that.
it's only one of his, actually maybe two.
No,
does she play all three of them?
That lady yesterday, and he was explaining to us about Travelers did the roof, that the original roofer wouldn't get the money. He came over at 8:45 last night and gave her $1,000 back, so she wanted to thank us. She's been trying to get that back for a year, but she's got an accent, so that's why I wanted to explain it.
Tell him I might need this.
It was incredibly good, though. Game of Thrones is starting soon. I love
it.
Mid-April, yeah, I'm waiting for it.
I tried and tried and tried and tried. I wanted to get into Game of Thrones because I hear it's so good, and I can't get into it.
I love the Dragon Lady.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's hard to get into it for you?
First of all, in the first season, I couldn't keep track of shit.
Yeah.
And this and this and this guy and this guy and this king.
You grab it, though. You grab it.
Oh, and it's just too.
You like Sherlock? Isn't that BBC?
Yes.
It's brutal too. If you don't like brutal stuff, you won't like Game of Thrones.
Let me think of a really good. Okay, Line of Duty. That's a good one.
I don't like that BBC crap.
Sherlock's good.
I don't like accents.
I like Sherlock.
Customize a loan program to
I like
fit your
the characters.
I think they talk funny.
By the way, I gave you a few. I wanted to be tried because they're really good.
You just made me. The dumbest commercial I heard is this one that talks about. It's on Sirius XM a lot. They talk about why do people in Europe speak so many different languages. Maybe it's because they use our product, which is some software product to learn languages. And I started thinking, no, it's because every fucking country over there has their own language, right? Am I crazy, or is that's why they all speak so many languages?
And the countries are small.
Yeah, they're small countries.
See, we can go, and also we took over language with trade. The English did, the British. British were world explorers. They opened up the world. And then after Britain, you had the language, and then you had Americans, and then you have aviation, which then opened up all the technology in space. The official language for space is English. So
same with
I find it hard
right?
to believe, but when you're in China and you're flying, the pilots have to speak English. It's the international language for aviation.
Interesting.
And I think you're right too. It's literally in the space station.
They can help you build a retirement.
Here's what's odd to me, and you probably know the answer. I'm not a history guy, but you have Canada, the U.S., and Mexico.
Yeah.
How come Canada and the U.S., for the most part, actually that's not true because half of Canada is French. How the hell did that happen? Where did the French Canadians come from?
Well,
I don't even know.
The French and the English.
Or were the French Canadians always there and the English Canadians came?
I don't know that migration.
I
know after our war with after the Revolutionary War, a lot of them got chased into Canada. So I wonder if that's where the English.
Isn't it funny none of them got chased into?
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. When I was talking about that all-in-one, you know, Genesis does the siding, windows, gutters, painting, fences, decks, all of that, plus they do remodeling, okay? So that's the point I was trying to make, is that they're not just roofers, and they're good people as far as home improvements. 303-679-8509, because whenever I mention a company, I want to make sure I mention you know, the number 679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Let's go to the phones. Dr. Mike Ketterscheid is with us, and we asked him, have any stem cell people ever contacted him? Because so many chiropractors are into the fake stem cells, and you said yes. They contacted you to see if you wanted to do so-called stem cells. Did they call it stem cells, though, Dr. Mike, or did they call it regenerative medicine? When these labs, who contacts you? Salespeople for the labs?
I believe it was a salesperson. It was a call direct saying that it was stem cell therapy, that they were having a doctor would oversee your practice, and then...
Do they offer the medical oversight and everything?
I believe so. I mean, I think I stopped them kind of short and just let them know.
Because you said, I do chiropractic.
Yeah, I do chiropractic. I don't do stem cells.
And the thing is, people, just to be very clear, you're not going to get genuine stem cell therapy at a chiropractic clinic, period.
303-713-TALK. Elliot, okay, we already took care of Elliot. We're going to, we have Dan calling for you, okay, so hang on. Jenny, you called, and this was interesting. You called and said you had some damage on your roof. You hired a roofer, and the roofer said your insurance company won't pay for it. And you paid a down payment to your insurance company, excuse me, to your roofer of $1,000. Now, but that wasn't true. You contacted Travelers and they said, of course we'll pay for the damage, right? And they did pay for the damage, didn't they? So then you said, wait a minute, I paid $1,000 to the roofer and he left, but Travelers paid for the damage, so where'd my extra $1,000 go? And we tracked it down to the roofer. Your roofer took $1,000. Now, that's not the roofer that did the repairs, right? Okay, all right. A lot of insurance companies, by the way, are using preferred roofers. Now, I'm not telling you that using preferred roofers is a bad thing, but it's not a guarantee that you're going to have a great job. That's the problem. Insurance companies usually recommend companies who will do it the cheapest and the fastest and not cost them too much money. They also don't like roofers who look for extra work. Now, in Jenny's case, though, she hired a roofer, and the first guy told her her insurance wouldn't cover it. I wonder why that insurance guy, why that roofer told you that. Why did that roofer tell you that?
I have no idea, Tom. And then he calls me, when I gave him the $1,000, he says, well, a week after he calls me, I'm going to need $3,500 to do your job.
Wait a minute, and that was after getting $1,000 and he hadn't even started the job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we put our guy on it. Did Paragon help us with this, Paragon Services? Who helped us?
Paragon helped us get some clarification on the problem.
And what happened then?
So,
we think something happened amazing because she's been trying to get this back for how long?
For almost roughly 6 months.
And tell us what happened. You've been trying to get this back for 6 months, and what happened last night?
So what happened after your phone call that I made, that I spoke with you, he must have called me about 15 times.
And what happened?
And he said,
I guess we're not going to find out because we're out of time. Okay, let's figure out what happened. She did hear from him. We'll hopefully find that out coming up. Jesus Christ. You just can't say I got the fucking check. I'm sorry.
I guess $25,000 to $30,000, you're right. But if you think that's the only way, you're wrong. This is why thousands of homeowners are making the switch to Rex. With Rex, you get a dedicated agent and a full-service experience at a fraction of the cost. Rex is
Did you guys get my email on what Dr. Mike wants to talk about today? Wants to be asked, Tom wants to be asked about his philosophy and then give a screaming bill, $20 evaluation.
I didn't know any of that, but tell me about it. So is it on here?
No, I had emailed it to you.
So what does he want to talk about?
He wants to be asked about his philosophy. He says, never been asked that before. I'd like to talk about it.
On chiropractor, obviously.
Yeah, and then he wants to give a screaming bill.
Okay, good.
You can qualify by calling 833-REX-HOME. 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-REX-HOME. PRE license 019761010. Minimum fee applies.
When you think about home loans, think Ideal Home Loans and the help they can give you.
We want to work with affordability and what you can make as a payment every month so that you're comfortable and it's something that works well for your situation.
Call Brent Ivanson and his team at 303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. Help when you need it most. Equal Opportunity Lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Dan Capless afternoons at 4, KHOW, Denver.
Behind closed doors, I'm Bill. The Brady Talk News, day one of 3 days testimony from President's former attorney Michael Cohen, beginning with the same Senate committee he lied to in 2017 about the timing of discussion on a possible Trump power deal in Moscow.
Lawmakers today want to understand
why Cohen would lie about that when the underlying act of the business deal was not a criminal offense, and whether Cohen took the initiative to lie or whether he was directed to do so.
Metallica. It's sent on an urgent mission.
If you don't like Metallica music, you're not gonna like it.
I like Metallica.
Okay.
Pathetic that a convicted liar is getting a chance to spread more lies.
It's wild. It's crazy. I saw it in IMAX. It was like being at a concert. It's not really a movie. It's a concert. But they cut back and forth to this roadie. But it's incredible. Hey, have you? I got a VR headset, man. Have you tried one of these things?
Yeah. No. Now I have a headset for my phone. Is that what you mean?
No, I'm going to bring mine in tomorrow.
What do you mean VR headset? What do you mean?
I'll bring it in tomorrow.
But is it the system where you put up the towers? We have a whole system.
No, you just put on the headset.
Well, I have
and
that.
It's standalone.
But it's not standalone. You put your phone.
No, mine's standalone. The computer's all built in. You put it up, you can hit Netflix, Hulu.
Oh, okay.
Complete VR world.
Okay.
Me and you can sync.
Well, when you say VR, it can see regular video too.
Yeah, you can, like for example, if the movie's not made in VR,
right, you see regular.
It's up. You can set it up to where you're sitting in a luxury apartment or in a movie theater.
Can I ask you something? How much did it cost?
Oculus, one was $200, one was $249.
Is that where you can
But
get like
I've never heard of.
Yes,
But I've never heard of an all-contained headset
It's all
without
contained.
towers. But you don't walk into a world, though, can you?
Yeah, you can walk in. Well, you don't walk. I wouldn't get up with it because I'll fall on my ass because I'm lost in the world. I would not move. I'm sitting down in this thing, man.
You're like a sporting game. Like
But it's
like
all
a basketball game.
self-contained.
All self-contained. It
And
is
you get on
incredible.
Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, that's how it works. You can watch Hulu. You can watch anything. The roller coaster almost made me throw up, and I'm usually not like that. It's how realistic it was.
I spoke to your doctor.
Yes.
And they did have it down. It was incorrect. They apologized. You can go anytime you want.
I'll bring it in tomorrow.
So they have you scheduled, but your paperwork's there and ready, so.
All I have to do is go and get blood.
That's right. Open door.
So listen, Mark, will it be, could I lay in bed and watch a movie without waking up Stephanie?
Yes.
Good. Because that's the
And not only that, when I say it's like whatever size, whatever atmosphere you want, it's incredible. It's incredible. Like, you can be in a movie theater.
So how much was it again?
The 32 megabyte is $200. I ordered a second one for Suzanne. Because if me and you have them on, we can sync them up and watch the same movie. Isn't that cool?
You talk to each other?
Yeah, you could talk to each other because you're in the same room. It does have headphones built in.
No, but the earpieces are in your earbud or just a...
Right here, but they have a jack or Bluetooth where you can use your own if you have your
So
own.
you can like laugh about a movie in a theater. Like if you act like you're eating popcorn next to your friend or whatever. Is that what you're saying?
Yep, and it's even weirder than that because let's say all of us have one and we're all at home. We can all sync up and watch the movie together. And then, yes, when I'm talking the microphone, we'd all talk. And, of course, you can mute it and stuff. So you can all watch a movie and whatever. But it's not just in the movie theater. Like, to me, I like the one that's a modern townhouse or a modern condo or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like you're in this modern, there's a waterfall over here. It's just all these different places you can watch movies.
Can you have it just a straight screen?
Absolutely. Yep. If you go into VR mode, if the movie's made for VR.
But if it's not, can you just watch the movie?
Yes, you can go right into just a screen. Yep.
So it's certain movies that you have to watch for that?
Yeah, some are in VR like
yeah, they're not VR that you can. There are some that convert to VR, but they don't really. They just make it double vision. You know?
Yeah, most of them are, the ones truly made for VR are incredible.
Yeah.
Because if you're looking over here, literally there's a whole different thing going on than over here.
Yeah, but there aren't any new movies made like
there's a good one called, if you like horror movies, it's, oh man, it's a pretty popular one. I can't think of the name of it. But it's truly a true VR made for VR.
And true VR made for VR, if the main character is here and you look away and he does something, you'll miss it.
Oh, you literally will miss it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, it's real. It's like you're in the room.
And most of them are, they call them 180 VR. doors.
It's, yeah, 180. It's like this. Yeah. So you are
like a screen right here. And you
now, my daughter, I bought her a pro system where you put up you put up these towers, and I don't know how they do it, but she's got this whole grid, and it's like you move through the world, and it's incredible.
Picture this. Picture you're in a VR movie, and the character, you, okay, well, not really the character, but you watching this VR movie. If you look this way, there's an episode of Seinfeld playing. And as you look, all of a sudden you'll start hearing that episode of Seinfeld on this screen.
Right.
You look this way, there could be another movie. But you're in a movie.
Right, yeah.
Wait, really?
Well, I'm giving him an example, yeah.
Okay.
Literally, they're both going on at the same time.
I want one immediately. So what does the size have to do with anything? You stream, don't you, or not? Do you have to download?
You know, I don't know the difference yet. I don't know. I don't know why 64 versus 32.
I want one. I want to lay in bed and watch.
I'll bring it in tomorrow.
It's like an Apple TV.
Or it's a smart hub, right?
What?
It's a smart hub.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. I am here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And, of course, this hour brought to you by One Clear Choice Garage Doors, and I'm talking about if you want the best in garage doors, One Clear Choice is your clear choice. We love talking to you about your problems, so I'm going to get right to the phones and help you. The way we help is simply by taking all the information, and then sometimes we go behind the scenes, sometimes we get people live on the air, whatever it is. And Dan, you were calling on that money the roofer owed this guy. He simply wants it. Now, what happened was the insurance claim went to the company, and then he was going to do some of the work. And for that work, he was going to get paid a certain amount of money, and then they paid him everything except $434. So, Dan, where is that money?
This is the craziest system I have ever heard.
What do you mean?
Mad Sky.
Mad Sky. Mad Sky, they call themselves a claim management firm. They coordinate damage and claims with insurance for you. Go ahead.
So Sean was the adjuster, and he didn't even go out there from Mad Sky. The only person that actually estimated it was the actual contractor. The contractor was All American Building Adjustment. They are a partner with Mad Sky. So there wasn't even an independent adjuster that went out there from Safeco.
And Travelers agreed to it.
No, Safeco.
Oh, it's Safeco.
Safeco.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I told him about the money. I talked to Tiffany there, very, very
at Mad Sky.
At Mad Sky, very, very helpful. And
so they seem legit.
They seem legit, but the system seems
weird.
Very weird. So anyway, she said the contractor just turned in 17 hours ago the stuff that Elliot was talking about, and now they have 5 to 7 days to do this estimate, to really look over the estimate, send it to Safeco, and then he should get his money if that's how they determine it.
Elliot, did you hear that?
I sure did, and I appreciate it.
Let's keep
I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, let's keep in touch. How's that?
Sure.
And then we'll see what happens.
Whoa, make sure we have his info, because this little $400 he's looking for now is going to be nothing.
I got it all.
Compared to what we're getting.
Yeah, Elliot, you hang on. We need all of your information.
And you heard him. He's convinced it's not going to happen.
Because we're going to send someone else out there to look at your stuff.
So the contractor is not owned by Mad Sky. They're just under their contractor preferred list there and stuff. Yeah. But like I say, it seems not right and stuff where the contractor actually does the estimate.
Why does that not seem right?
Because usually you have an independent adjuster. If I was Safeco,
well,
I'd
hold
want
on.
an independent adjuster.
Safeco doesn't send an adjuster?
No.
No, but Safeco, it sounds like, has an agreement with Mad Sky. They are the adjusters.
Yeah, but that's weird. That what Dan said, that is weird. You're letting the the fox in the hen house.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Well, maybe so, but that's why Matt will also find out how much more is out there.
So you let the fox in the hen house, or Dracula in the blood bank, or keep going, let's see, or
the fat guy in the McDonald's,
or Trump in the tanning booth, or keep going, let's see. Let's give analogies. Anyway.
Hillary in the doghouse.
I don't get that. 303-713-TALK. No, Hillary at the buffet line. Okay, now we have problems, questions, and complaints. Before I go too far, One Clear Choice Garage Doors, 303-565-6409. They will do free Martino inspections. They want to be your garage door company. Put the sticker on there. Their inspections are hinge bolt tightening, safety adjustments,
the cables, everything. And then if they find something wrong, they'll let you know, and you can trust them. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Okay, let's keep going now. Listen, Elliot, we're going to mark this as a follow-up. And then we'll go to Jenny, who is about to tell us something. Here's what happened with Jenny. It also had to do with insurance. She hired a roofer, and the roofer said, hey, your insurance isn't going to pay for this. We thought that sounded weird, but she went along with him and paid him $1,000. Then, before the job was even going to get started, he wanted another $3,000. And then she got scared, called her insurance company. Her insurance company says, Jenny, of course we'll pay for this. I suspect, in my opinion, the roofer was this is my hunch. The roofer was lying. The roofer wanted to get paid by Jenny by cash and also put in a claim. I think they were going to double dip. Who knows? I might be wrong. But Jenny's been trying to get back this $1,000 for 6 months. She was on our show, and what happened, Jenny?
So after your show, he was persistently calling me, and Matt from your radio called me and said, don't answer the phone calls, don't give him your account number, and so that's what I did. So he showed up last night at home around close to 9 o'clock at night, ringing the doorbell. We were already asleep. And he gave me the cash. He gave me $1,000 cash.
Well, you know what? Can't fault him for that. We thank him for that. You got $1,000 in cash. See, we didn't want you to give him your bank account number because people with a bank account number can do evil things. Not that he would. I just thought that it was a bad news thing. Listen, Jenny, I appreciate that follow-up. We're going to add $1,000 to our total. And that's why I say we recover millions of dollars in cash, merchandise exchanges, refunds, and services. Dave, he has a comment on Mad Sky. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, hey, I just wanted to let you know, be careful of what you're telling your homeowners, because like that homeowner that wants to do the work themselves, a lot of times the insurance will not pay the replacement value. They will pay for their materials only because the insurance is paying a licensed contractor to do the work. So when these homeowners do their own work, the insurance wants their money back because they are concerned.
Now, how do you know this, though, Dave? You sound like you're talking with authority, but we've seen cases where homeowners were paid the same exact amount.
I'll go a step further. With Safeco, when we lived in Castle Rock, I had a claim for about $35,000. I played the GM on my own claim. I got 10% overhead and profit, and I farmed everything out. I made a lot of money on that.
But Dave, you don't sound like just you're coming off half-cocked here. So what happened? Did you find this out?
I'm a 30-year licensed contractor, Tom. You know me. I'm plastic roofing and gutters.
Okay.
Okay. They are coming back and auditing the files. If it's not a licensed contractor, I've had a couple homeowners that I put in an estimate. They put in the estimate. The homeowners did it themselves. The insurance paid for their materials only. No
well, I think, Dave, that's jacked up because they deserve to get paid just like anyone. If the job was done correctly, because homeowners are allowed to work on their own homes.
But they are saying that it is the same thing as the documentation where they're waiving deductibles and everything else. They are not paying.
They're not allowed. You're saying here, Dave, I don't doubt that insurance companies are doing it. But what I'm saying is this. We can fight that. If insurance companies come to you and say, you're not allowed to do your own work, no, I'm sorry. I don't think they can get away with that. Now, if you don't do the work or if you do it for less money, I mean, they are allowed to say we're going to pay for what you actually paid, but that includes labor too. Your time is worth something. So we've had cases where people are paid full boat and they did it themselves. We have had cases where they challenged it. Dan, what were you going to say?
I had the hail damage 4 years ago, American Family, and all I had to turn in is the paint that I bought and my awnings and stuff, and they paid me what they were going to pay a contractor.
Okay. Carl, you also have a comment. Go ahead, Carl.
Hey, how are you today?
Good. What is your comment?
I had hail damage in June in the Boulder area on my roof, and I also have Safeco. They sent out Big Sky as the adjuster. They contracted with them as the adjuster. And they rode me really heavy to use them. And I actually have a friend of mine in the business, and I acted as my own contractor and did it myself, but they were very pushy on trying to use their preferred provider.
Very strange.
Elliot said the same thing.
Very strange, Carl.
They really pushed their contractor.
So that's weird. They go out as an independent adjuster working for the insurance company and then say, you have to use our contractor, or they force it. Or
that's why I think the whole thing's crazy. We'll know when our public adjuster gets out there how much of a possible ripoff this is.
Yes. Dr. Mike Hederscheit, he's a chiropractor. Hey, Dr. Mike, at the risk of boring myself to death, I don't want to hear a long dissertation, but I really do want to ask your philosophy. I'll tell you why. We talked about stem cell therapy, and you don't do that. And I'm glad, because no chiropractor does real stem cell therapy, because, first of all, to do real stem cell, they have to do a whole bunch of things they don't do. They ship in this amniotic fluid. They charge people $5,000 and $6,000. They rip people off every day. What's your philosophy? And I don't want to be bored. I'm going to give you I'm going to go, if I'm bored. Go ahead.
Yeah, not to be too boring for you. Just kind of really quickly about that.
Yeah.
My philosophy on the whole idea is that there's something living in all of us, right?
Yeah.
That keeps us, you call it your life force.
Life force, right, exactly.
Whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Within the nervous system is where that lives, and it kind of controls and coordinates our body.
And that's what acupuncture people, the yin and the yang thing.
Well, they work with meridian points. So
yeah, but energy, but with energy, right. So,
sure. So the intelligence that keeps the body and tells it what to do, basically within the nervous system, which controls everything.
Yes.
If there's an impingement of the nerves going to the body, then there's going to be dysfunction every time. So my whole philosophy is every single adjustment that I work on somebody, getting that misalignment corrected, is allowing that life force or spirit to express itself at its full potential.
Okay, so you just unclog the jams.
Exactly.
And the body, by communicating with itself, will heal itself.
Correct, yep.
But I think that life force theory is in most modalities, really, if you think about it, except with some modern medicine, the acute medicine, where they just, if it's big, chop it off. If it's, you know what I mean? Or they wait till after something is way wrong and then do the acute measure as opposed to the preventive measure.
I think one of the problems is humans think we know so much. We don't know more than the body already knows itself. So yeah, maybe a surgeon.
That's a cool idea.
A surgeon will cut something off because they think it's needed, when in fact it's the body that needs to be able to heal itself naturally.
This report is sponsored by American Finance.
They're a bully, and they really try to push their people.
Other people?
Yeah.
Tell me that when you get it.
Federal and that fantastic merge lane there. It looks like a crash.
The one on Facebook.
You know, they probably do the adjusting services free. Don't take a commission.
Couple of crashes off highway to watch out for. One at Quebec and Lowry, another one in Arapahoe and Havana to watch out for. The rest of the drive across town in fairly decent shape. High Country Drive, Highway 6 is closed once again in Clear Creek Canyon for rockfall mitigation. Weather for
20 seconds, Pro Auto Care 60 spot.
See clouds, overnight low of 24, right now cloudy and 48. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
Refinance and use your equity to consolidate your high-interest debt into one low payment.
What did you say?
$500 to $1,000. American
Pro Auto, 5 seconds.
Or AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334. Regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Pro Auto Care, Alaramas, the whole team. He even has a son there. They are your car nannies, and I mean that sincerely. I mean, they take care of you like part of the family. I call them a nanny because they remind you when things are due. You don't always keep track of what an oil change is due, or when you need to do this, or when you need to do that. Trust me, they take care of you. They have your VIN number, and they know what your car needs and when it needs it. I also love the roadside assistance, free, when you use Pro Auto Care. That means if you drive away from there and have a problem over the next 36,000 miles, they take care of you. They come and get you. They also guarantee all of the repairs they do, all of the maintenance they do, and that's nationwide. So here's the deal. You're virtually in their family all the time because you're having service and maintenance done, right? And that's Pro Auto Care. 2 locations, Evans and I-25, Bowles and Santa Fe. In those areas, 303 Pro Auto is the phone number, and the website 303proauto.com.
This is the first time I've heard where insurance company uses on a home repair preferred contractors.
No, I've heard that before. I just haven't heard.
I've heard for cars.
No, I've heard it with homes for sure. But I've never heard of the adjusting part being combined with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Allstate, farmers, they all have their.
Are they preferred or just recommended?
They're preferred. I mean, they call them recommend, they call them preferred, but they actually have a preferred program. But here's the deal: it doesn't make any difference because you have a problem when they say, "Well, you hired them." I mean, this sucks.
Right.
Same with body shops.
Well, body shops, I don't have a problem with, just the fact that if they find other things in there.
No, I've heard of it before with property and casualty.
But here, for Matt's guy, there's no doubt they're sending their contractor to do the adjustment. To me, that's, like I say,
they're claiming to the insurance company, we're going to save you money, here's how we're going to do it.
Right.
So they're getting paid, I would guess,
Not
mostly
to
by
find
the
it.
insurance company.
Maybe
That's why I think that this is a perfect one
for
a public adjuster. Because that's what's going on here.
On what works and what doesn't work. And we're going to show you how you can be.
And if they find double or something, that'll be just outrageous, honestly.
I've seen lives
I'm talking to Matt
changed
again
by
about his rates.
high
He needs
quality
to raise his rates when he has.
What's he get?
It's like,
who is it?
10 or 15%. He
That's
does
as most as you. That's
no, listen,
industry standard.
No, there's no industry standard here. Texas has a standard, but there's no.
What do you mean
here.
there's no
He
standard?
should get a higher percentage if it's after.
That's right.
Exactly.
If it's after the initial claim,
exactly.
If he does the whole claim, it should be less. I agree with the theory, but
Freddie was the same way though. They're all the same.
But if you already got a claim,
I didn't
if
say
you already
it's
got a
the same.
claim and you want them to get extra, I think it should be 20%. I think it should be 50%.
I think 20 is the highest though.
That's what I agree. If it's after the claim,
Yeah,
20%.
because it's all gravy. It's all.
What's he get now? 10?
10 or 15. He does the same thing what Texas has a lot.
I think we can set our own standards. I think we set our own.
Except in countries instead. Except in states where there's actual law.
Do you think there is a state that
Texas? I think Florida
Wait.
too.
He came from Texas.
He said there's a standard. Is there a law?
He said the Paragon.
What is the law?
That is 10 or 15. I can't remember what it was.
There's a law.
He said there's a
Well,
law.
it's not a law.
And that's why he came up here.
Well, no, he is saying it's a law.
No, it's going to be a statute or something.
Okay,
it's not going to be.
Well, that's a statute.
It's not a criminal thing.
No, I'm not saying that.
Not to where you're saying they go to jail. Huh? Come on, Dan.
See what it's like around here.
Eventually, you just break them down into things.
No, and that's why. And I told him right from the beginning. I said I wouldn't do that. I'd use the two different rates.
On 630
Statutory commissions for public adjusters. Insurance Growth Texas. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Maya, what's happening? Or is it Maya or Maya?
No, Maya.
Maya, what is happening?
Yeah. Well, I've been fixed by Dr. Mike, and he knows who I am.
What happened? What was the story?
Diagnosed for years, probably 5 or 6 years, maybe more, with sciatic problems.
Yeah.
And I kept telling Mike, I said, Doctor, no, I don't have that. And anyway, so one day I'm listening to your show, and Dr. Mike is being interviewed, and I'm like, I need to call this guy. So I go in, he does x-rays, and I asked him, can you shoot an x-ray of my leg? And he did, and he's like, holy crap, you've got a large tumor or something, a mass in there that shouldn't be there. So I took, and he gave me the pictures he took, the x-rays, took them to my doctor, who then said, oh my God.
And your doctor hadn't noticed this?
Oh, they couldn't find it. Oh, no.
Really? Okay, hold on. And then what? And then what happened?
Well, make a long story short, I had surgery in October. It was 1.5-inch schwannoma type tumor that is benign, and I am like
brand new.
I'm brand new.
How long were you going to regular doctors who couldn't find it?
From 2009.
Oh my goodness.
About 9 years, yeah.
Dr.
So
Mike, come on, man. Why were you able to find that? What do you think? Seriously, was it?
Hey, Maya.
It was big, right? Obviously, Maya, you're allowing him to talk about this, right?
Yes,
okay.
of course. That's not a secret.
I was able to find it because I listened to my patient.
Yeah.
The bottom line is I listened.
And what was she saying?
She had concern about a specific area, and I was willing to hear her and investigate a little bit further.
You know, I've had opposite cases where people have gone to chiropractors about low back pain or some other pain, and the chiropractor just blindly has them coming in, you know, several times a week or several times a month to find out later that the guy had prostate cancer or something. This is Dr. Mike being proactive and then recommending a doctor, to an MD, after finding something. So Dr. Mike, you always look beyond the spine then.
Yeah, correct. I mean, I feel like I'm treating the entire person when they're there, and I'm always very happy to refer to other modalities, medical doctors, massage, anything else.
When they're needed.
If they're not, if I can't help them, I mean, I can't remove
a tumor.
Right.
Right, yeah.
So I'm happy, Maya, that you're feeling great. Thank you very much for calling about that. Okay, we got some lines open at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Mike has a question on a furnace. Go ahead, Mike. What's happening?
Yes, Tom. I need a source for sales and service for a blower motor for a small Luxair furnace.
Now, did you try Fix It 24/7 or Plumb Line?
No, he's up north, Glenn. He's too far away from me.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, I'm in an area where there's Section 8 subsidized housing, and they generally don't serve these areas anyway. So.
Who told you that? I mean, I don't know that, but who told you that? Because I don't know of any company that doesn't service those. I mean, you're talking about green money. You're talking about a problem with a furnace, and you need a blower motor. Are you planning to do the work yourself?
No.
Then, okay, hold on, and let's call somebody and just see. And how do you know, Mike, out of curiosity, how do you know you need a blower motor?
Well, I may need to replace the bearings in it later on. It's starting to be noisy.
How old is your furnace?
It's around 1977.
Well, you know that a 40-year-old furnace, I mean, you understand that you might have to replace the furnace. It's 40 years old, sir.
I have to live on less than $13,500 a year, and I'll have to do everything in my power to keep it going as long as I can.
No, I know what you're saying.
What area are you in?
I'm in West Denver.
West Denver. Okay, so I get you. You got $13,000 a year to live on.
Right.
Yeah, and that furnace is 40. 87, 97, 270. Yeah.
Yeah, a
40,
technician tried
42.
to run a scam on me in 1990. He claimed it had cracks in it. So none of them have any credibility with me.
Well, of course, there are always scams out there, and so we need to figure out how to help you, Mike. We really do. Hold on, and we'll figure it out. Let's figure out, first of all, about what it would cost to get this done, and maybe, but man, it may not be worth it is what I'm saying. Who knows? If it is the entire blower motor. And what kind is it, Mike, again? What kind?
It's a Luxair.
Luxair. And it came with the place. Is that how it worked?
Right, uh-huh.
All right, hold on. Let's just ask about those Luxairs.
It could be very hard to get a part for
42 years old. Let's just ask them, for the heck of it, if they can source a part and what they think it might cost. And then figure out alternatives. Maybe we can help them out. Mike, let me ask you quickly again. What is your story like? I want to know a little bit about you. How old are you?
I'm 72.
72? Live alone?
Yes.
And, okay. And you're on Social Security?
Right.
What you do for a living? Just curious.
I was a delivery driver.
Okay. You're not disabled?
Yes.
What is your disability other than...
I got 4 blown-out discs and arthritis in my hips and...
Okay.
Maybe we have a listener that's kind of a handyman type if we can
Let's figure it out. Hold on. We'll just figure out a way to help you. Darren.
Hi, Tom.
What's going on, man?
Yes. Me and my wife, we had insurance for our house for American Family, and we put out a claim for hail damage, and as soon as we put that claim for hail damage, we were dropped after 10 years of having American Family.
Of course. They suck. Of course.
Yeah, I didn't understand it, so I was just hearing this your calls on hail damage and thought I'd call in.
So what did you do after they dropped you? Who'd you go to?
We went to the State Farm.
Boy, you like getting kicked in the head,
Jesus.
don't
You go from one to the other.
Yeah.
Why'd you go to State Farm?
That was my wife's idea.
Okay, well, Darren, how long have you had State Farm?
Well, we've had for at least 6 years now. This was a couple
You're
years
overpaying
back.
on everything right now.
Yeah, I'm figuring that.
So what we can do, we can help you.
Have them call Compass and literally call us back in an hour, just for the hell of it.
We could probably... Do you have cars?
Yes.
Are they insured through the same one?
Yes, my car is. I'm not sure if my wife's is.
Well, what you need to do is take control of the situation and have Compass shop all of your insurance together. And numbers don't lie. If they say, we can get you this coverage or better for this amount of money, that's going to be a yes or a no, and they can take care of all the transferring. I don't know why you would even stay with those companies. So hold on. I don't want to hear stories, because I hear, well, my wife did it, or, well, I just like it. The one guy that had Farmers, or State Farm, one of them, for 30 years, I said, would you like to see if you can save money? Nope. I said, most likely, having that company, I think it was Allstate actually, for 30 years, you're probably paying too much money.
Didn't care.
Nope. I said, okay. I said, but you could save a ton of money. Where are they going to make money? Yeah, they will. They'll make a commission. Yeah, they will. But you'll still save money. You will save a ton of money. Nope. Okay. So anyway, I hope, Darren, that's not the case with you. So after Darren, we have wide open lines. You may want to talk to Dr. Mike Hederscheit, a real chiropractor. I say that because so many chiropractors are straying from actual chiropractic. They actually have seminars to teach chiropractors how not to be a chiropractor, because they've worked so hard to be a chiropractor. Now they have a license. They have a healthcare facility. Why not do other things? I have no idea why. But anyway, Dr. Mike Hederscheit actually does adjustments and works on the spine and works to heal your body. Also, you may have questions on the insurance we've been talking about, problems, questions, complaints on anything. 303-713-TALK. Or, of course, you can always call 303-MARTINO.
This is Denver's Talk Station.
No, I'm telling you, sometimes what they do.
Revitalized Health 60 spot.
Yes.
I'd say multiple claims.
Or, like you
This
said,
report is sponsored by Blue.
Hey, Dave, Mark Major.
Taking a look at the Mile High City Freeway Drive at this
Hey, man, listen. Are you or Suzanne or someone going to be there at 3:30? I'm going to send them in to look
onto westbound
at approaching
limited you guys have there. Highway, several crashes. Watch out for. Got a wreck second in Quebec. Look out for crash being cleared Havana and Dartmouth, and a crash Arapahoe and Havana as well. And up in the High Country Drive, Highway 6 is closed for rockfall mitigation in Clear Creek Canyon once again until 5 p.m.
20 seconds. Revitalized Health in 20.
Up to low 24. Right now mostly cloudy, and it's 48.
You just ask them how many
traffic
claims
weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30 K-How.
Hi, I'm Mike Ditcher. Some days, even iron bite feels a little rusty, so I turn to Blue Emu. Blue Emu's non-greasy, deep-penetrating formula gets down deep for big-time comfort. And more importantly, it doesn't leave me smelling like a locker. Blue.
Let's talk about optimizing your hormones. I had this conversation the other day. Again, all my hormones are normal. If you're going to an ordinary doctor, even an ordinary supposed hormone doctor, and they say, oh, you're normal, they might mean you're normal for your age. That doesn't mean you're normal. I mean, death is normal at a certain age. That doesn't mean you want it. What you want to do is optimize your health, optimize your hormone production, because your hormone production decreases as you get older. Revitalize Health does that. They're at 470 and 10 Carl. They also do, of course, Bio-T treatment, which is the most natural delivery. And they do thread lifts and other age-defying treatments. They do injections. They do a microneedling. Call for more information, 720-361-2302. 720-361-2302. Or here's their website, thehormonebros.com.
If you're not making $5,000 to $10,000 a month at your current job, then maybe it's time to start flipping properties for some quick cash. If you
I
want
get
to
so
spend the math, you're in luck.
blown
For the past
away.
5 years, the
I really think
has been perfecting the art of
one
flipping
price
properties
shopping
for
is a
cash
fucking
without the added
ripoff.
risk of
I'm
losing
almost
your money.
convinced of it.
Call now.
It probably is.
In this particular one, this Hyundai Elantra 2019 brand new, same exact trim package, no difference whatsoever. Same shit, nothing different. Okay? At one place, 17,403. At the new shop one pricing, 24,000. No difference. Explain that. You can't. You fucking can't.
And the shop will say, "Wow, we treat you well. We have great service. We have better ratings."
That's 800-614-2196 to get your free flipping DVD.
And
they won't negotiate a shop.
And somebody who doesn't want to haggle.
I tried even negotiating on one reasonably. I said, look, here's what Arapahoe has, here's what Shortline has.
Why wouldn't they even?
Or not Shortline, McDonald. Because now they're one price shopping. They literally won't move off of it. Here's what they said, basically. You expect us to change our whole philosophy for you? Wow. Very similar.
Did you say yes?
I said, fuck yeah.
Not just yeah.
It must be working.
Well, Christ, they only got to sell, like, at the prices they have, they only got to sell one a year.
You ever use a broker?
Hell no.
I used to broker.
I am a broker.
I used to broker when I first came here.
On a used car, I might use a broker. No, I wouldn't.
Brokers can do a good job.
Either
they do or they don't.
Yeah, that's it.
And the extended warranty you sold me was great.
Did you get the mopping glove?
No. On my used car and stuff, it cost $600. I ended up getting $600 back. Like say, alternator went out, boom, paid it.
But that was it. That's all you ever used it for?
No, it paid for it. It ended up paying for it.
So you didn't need it, is what you're saying?
Well,
you broke even on it.
Right, I broke even on it. Right.
Sucker.
What, peace of mind?
Sucker. I'll give you a piece of mind.
You know, buying a used car and stuff, I mean, it was...
Why not make this new year the
Plus, I drove for 250,000 miles.
Back taxes, years since you filed, an audit? Get help now from Larson Tax Relief. The tax help people I fully endorse on my referral list at referrals.com.
So, do you think Trump will be indicted? I do. Major crimes.
Oh, you think the Mueller report will...
Yeah.
Just because I try to get your goat doesn't mean you should try to get mine.
Oh, is that what
That's all he does. And I notice I fucking bite on it all the time.
Why did you...
Oh, because you gotta give me
Dan was playing right into it.
You gotta give me the paddle.
On major crimes. Not just
But do you see the people have already signed for the impeachment? Impeachment was never made for this. Impeachment was like...
No, it was for guys who...
Like using a coma.
To screw people with... No, you don't mean impeachment. You mean Amendment 25.
It's for guys that pay off hookers.
You mean Amendment 25?
Yes.
It's guys that pay off hookers.
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What is on your mind today and how can we help you? I will tell you this. Approval Reverse Mortgages. ApprovalReverse.com. It's about reverse mortgages, which are not appropriate for the vast majority of people. The reason I say that is you might see Henry Winkler and a bunch of other celebrities endorsing these. They're wonderful for certain people who have equity. Okay, so please, I just don't want you to get ripped. So if you ever are thinking about a reverse, and they are good for some, really they are. They're mortgages you never pay back, but you pretty much eat up a lot of equity. Now that's ApprovalReverse.com. Joan Sullivan, we love her and trust her and her team. 303-771-3528. 771-3528. Let's go to the phones. Oh, we have open lines at 303-713-TALK. You can get right through. It's amazing how that happens in waves. Sometimes we're so busy, people cannot get through. 303-713-8255. So I'm going to delve into the email. Okay, Dr. Mike Hederscheit, what conditions do you not work on? That's a good one. Because, and I know why they're asking, they're trying to trick us. Because a lot of chiropractors will basically say, we can do everything for you. Now, I have an answer for that you may be surprised with, but I'm going to ask you, what do you not work on?
I don't really work on anything, actually. I just work on getting the body to work better, and then the stuff fixes themselves.
If somebody has cancer, you're not going to tell them you're curing the cancer, but if they're on chemo or they're going through anything, you can help them.
Exactly. So,
by keeping their body strong.
So if someone has cancer and they're getting chemotherapy or radiation or whatever treatment that they go through, I can make sure that treatment's going to work more effectively. That's all. Just by getting their brain to work more and communicate better with the body.
You're simply helping the body communicate.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. But there must be specific things that respond pretty quickly. Like, you know what I mean? I got to believe people come in and say, I have this or I have that. I mean, what is the most... Like sciatica, for example. I hear so much about sciatica.
That's probably, I see that every day. That gets resolved pretty fast.
Yeah, and what is that basically? Is it always around the same thing for everyone?
There's a couple different areas that can cause it. Generally, if the low back's getting irritated, the nerves going through the low back go down to the leg, and that's just like your sciatic nerve. And if that gets impinged and pushed on at all, it's going to cause pain down to your foot.
And people tell me that is the most irritating thing. It's just unbelievable. Okay, Bill, what did you want to talk about? And we do have 303-713-TALK for anything.
That's fast, Anna.
Yeah.
Hey, I love your show, and
Thank
you
you,
do great service to the public.
Thank you.
But I'm curious about some of the things that are left hanging, and it might be because I go to dialysis. It's tough I miss it, but like the pawnbroker one and the scam.
Oh,
Golden Pawn?
Out of business. Doors closed.
No.
Right, Dano?
What?
Closed.
Gone.
Oh, my God.
Evergreen, they're closed.
Are you kidding me? You never told me that. I know we were following up on these guys. They were just plain bad.
Mark Machowski went up there to, there's a Home Depot up around there, and they were shut down.
Did we verify that?
Yeah, so the guy that called in on him stuff also said they're closed.
Okay, so just to tell you, Bill, and for those listening, it all started. Now the customer is no Boy Scout. I actually wouldn't want one of those customers, okay? He didn't like the way he was treated. Okay, big deal, right? I don't mind him putting up a review saying the guy was rude. What this guy did wrong, the customer, is he told his friends to make reviews, and his friends never went there. So that is unfair, okay, to get a bunch of people to put up a review about a company they never used.
But he only did that after they put that return review, call him a registered sex offender.
Okay, this guy, the owner of the pawn shop at Golden Pawn, he went and put up a review that's about the customer, saying that he knows this customer is first of all, has robbed pawn shops and is a registered sex offender, and put up his address and phone number. Yep. Now that is that's pure evil when you do something like that. We verified the guy is not on the registry, and he's not, and that is just wrong. I mean, for a business to do that shows you're unbalanced for sure. Then he went on and put up a bunch of reviews about us and a bunch of reviews about every single person who put up a negative review. He came back to punish. Now, this guy's a Russian, and he's just nasty and mean, and I think he was just trying to intimidate people. But I also think he is not used to the freedom that we have to criticize. He was beside himself.
He even put a review for himself that he didn't realize people realized he was the owner, saying that, hey, I just got a Rolex from this shop. What a great store.
And what the idiot did not know is that it automatically posts the contributor.
Now,
so it posted his name.
All this being said, we think they own a lot more pawn stores around
there's
town.
a couple. They do. He does own a couple more around town.
But man, this if anyone, in my opinion, deserved to be out of business, it's him. Just because of that. That's wrong. Because you know why? It shows something very unbalanced. I mean, to go on to say someone is a registered sex offender, I mean, that's different than saying this customer was a jerk. You know, I don't care about that stuff.
How about saying the wife had an affair with me?
Yeah, that was another. Well, by the way, Golden Pawn didn't do that. Another guy did that years ago. Now, Bill, what other past calls were you interested in?
Well, this is really funny. It's years ago at Heather Gardens, you had a AM radio problem in some of the apartments.
Right.
Static.
Yes.
And I actually tested my friend. He has a radio static in his house, and we went outside by the electric input and everything, and there was no problem. And of course, I missed that one. That was my fault.
Now, Heather Gardens.
That was years ago.
Yeah,
years ago.
Heather Gardens. Whenever we had a call about Heather Gardens, they were very put out. The management there, it was so funny. Now, obviously, it's not their fault they can't get AM radio, but they were very put out. It's like, we're Heather Gardens, and we don't talk to you. And it's like they were just so snobby and terrible. And Heather Gardens, my God. How old is that place now, huh? Ed, you have a Social Security scam? What's happening, Ed?
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
About 20 minutes ago, I got a call from, it was a automated message to call back because you committed a fraud in Texas and this and that, call us back. So I called back, and these guys answer every time, and I called a few times, and I gave them some grief, but I just wanted to give you a heads up.
I wonder if we can call. You know, we seem to be flagged because this stupid number comes up, studio callback line or something. So I will try it, though. Hold on a sec. What the heck? We'll just try it. I'm doing it right now. Let's see. See if they answer. What the heck? We'll see.
Thank you for calling the Social Security Administration Office. This is Eric Foster. How can I assist you?
This is Tom Martino. I did not get my check this month.
So you're not getting a check?
No, I did not get it this month. It usually comes by now.
So you said your name is Eric?
Tom Martino. Thomas, Thomas.
I'm sorry, Mr. Tom.
Yes. Do you have any reason why I didn't get my check?
Yes.
Why? I got a message from you guys, and I thought, well, this is a coincidence. I didn't get my check, and they're calling me, and I didn't do anything wrong.
But there is a reason behind that you're not getting is because of you've been doing things in an illegal way.
What?
Someone has been misusing your Social Security number.
I haven't been misusing a number. I don't even use my number. How was I doing something wrong?
So here, when I check through your files, I can see your file.
What does it say I'm doing wrong?
Yes. It says that it has been drugs trafficking as well as money laundering.
What?
Someone has been misusing your personal information, doing fraudulent activities. That's the reason.
Well, what do I do about it?
Well, can you confirm me the current zip code?
Do what?
Can you confirm me the current zip code?
My zip code is 80161. What? Harold, did you hear that? Hold on. Harold, no, I'm serious. That's why we didn't get the check. Hold on. Well, no, I don't want you to talk to him. No, don't grab the phone. Okay, I hung up. We'll take a break.
This report is sponsored by your local Ford store.
Travel across the Mile High City freeway system in fantastic shape right now. No stalls, accidents, or major delays on the highway drive. Traffic flow back up to speed westbound 6th Avenue approaching Federal. Earlier crash long gone. Off highway, several wrecks.
They're on, aren't they? I never finished that. I started it. Hold on. Okay, that's bad because I started it.
And put his name up there, Alexandra.
30 seconds, fix it 24/7, 30 spot.
The weather forecast. It's going to be sunny today with a high near 48 tonight, increasing clouds overnight, a low around 24. Right now, mostly cloudy skies in Denver, and it's.
And I can find out maybe the other pawn shops.
9 feet wagon. 6:30 K-How.
Beware.
Ford Truck Month is the time to get a great
Guys,
deal on the best-selling.
Here we go. Mike's on. You know, Fix It 24/7 is what I call the $39 people. For $39, they will come and find any problem with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains, no matter how long it takes. And then when they find the problem, they give you a complete report in writing. If you decide to have the work done, guess what? You'll never have better value, and they take that $39 off. So you either pay $39 or you decide to get it done. Either way, it's the best value. 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939.
Where's the guy's info for a Paragon?
1 minute, Raleigh House,
Paragon?
40 seconds.
Yeah.
I was going to give him a holler and stuff, but you can if you want.
I already texted him. What is it?
Elliot Moss.
I spent years
E-L-L-I-O-T.
IoT.
M-O-S-S.
Let me give you his phone number.
What's his phone number?
decided to break it down
His phone number?
and get really specific about my symptoms.
You know his area code?
Discovered that exocrine pancreatic
You got his
insufficiency,
phone number?
or EPI, could be the reason for my
What's his phone number?
EPI is caused
You
by
got his number?
It leads to diarrhea.
303
Got it.
932
Yep.
Pain,
1944.
and oily stools. The symptoms
1944.
just don't go away.
Got it.
But EPI
He's in
20
Littleton.
seconds, Raleigh House, 30-second spot.
EPI is manageable. But to get
But
to the
I'm going to call him afterwards.
I'm going to put Dan. We'll call you.
severity of your
Because
visit
he needs
EPI.com to learn
Oh,
more
don't tell him
and use
that.
the symptom checker to
How would we tell him that?
Okay, guys,
What kind of consumer advocate are you?
this phone number is very, very important. Sponsored by the Raleigh House, and it is for information, unadulterated information, confidential and complimentary. If you have any questions on addiction, oh, you don't want to sign up for a program right now for your loved one. You just need information on any and all questions concerning addiction and treatment. 720-730-9722. 720-730-9722.
130.
But I'll call Elliot also.
Yeah.
I got a lingering headache today.
You usually get headaches.
I almost never get headaches.
Water?
30.
Is plenty of water?
Fasting.
No, I did. That's what I used to get. I used to get headaches because I didn't drink hardly any water.
Sometimes if it's not water, you need some electrolytes too.
Or heart attack.
You know what? That might be something. You probably don't do much salt anymore, right? I mean, I have a month of
I've
salt.
never been salty. I don't like it. I don't put salt on anything.
Get like a smart water or whatever.
But if you don't do a
I
lot of
salt.
You salt.
Do you really like salt?
Oh, God, maybe too much.
My
It's
mom
almost
likes
like,
salt.
here's my problem. It's almost like I don't even enjoy food without it. It's terrible.
Right.
I gotta wean myself off.
Well, steak, that's all I have on is salt.
I gotta wean myself off.
Well, I mean, if I make a steak,
I'll
put
tell you
on
what
mine
salt
for
does
all
for me.
or something.
Salt amplifies to me the flavor.
I agree.
We never have it like on our table. It's just never.
Really?
I've
I
never
like
grabbed
it
it
too
in a
much, and
restaurant.
it's not good for me. I like it too much. Yeah.
Pepper's not bad though, right? There's nothing.
No, pepper. In fact, pepper's good for you. In fact, most spices are good for you.
I know
Don't you
people
see
that live off pepper.
Ooh. That's all they eat.
That's all they eat.
is not good.
Right from the shaker.
Different electrolytes are good though. Like you need the magnesium and sodium
Yeah.
and potassium and the chloride and all that kind of stuff. It's not just the sodium chloride.
But naturally occurring sodium, we have so much.
Isn't there sodium in water? What do you guys talk? Of course there is.
Some spring water.
It's a fucking second. It's the second ingredient. Water, sodium.
Flavor, yeah.
No, calcium chloride's the second.
Calcium, yeah, there you go.
Oh, I didn't see the comma after water.
Hey guys,
This
it's
spring
Ross
water?
Terminsky, and whether it's your
Purified
first
water.
home, your
Like
next
carbonate.
home,
Oh, they put mineral enhanced for taste, so they actually
they've got
added
you
it
covered.
there.
They have access to every kind of
What? What do they add in there?
That's the calcium chloride and sodium bicarbonate.
your needs, including
Yeah,
options
so it's
that
not
require
salt.
no money
Well,
down.
calcium
That's
chloride
right,
is probably
no
not.
money down.
No,
American
it's sodium
Finance
chloride.
Sodium is salt, dude.
So it's a-
financial
Potassium bicarbonate, I think, is baking soda.
Bicarbonate.
That's, I think it's baking soda, right?
And you will never
Bicarbonate just means they're really small grains.
charge $500
Well, that's right.
qualify. So get started today while
No,
inventory
it
is
means
up on
bicarbonate.
low.
Bicarbonate means the carbonate goes both ways.
It's hot and cold.
And then you get the transcenders. Sodium.
If you've been hurt in an automobile accident or in any other way, you're wondering, is this what I have to look forward
Who
to?
do we have?
Missing work, pain, missing vacation.
Who was in? God, they had the best time with us.
John Fuller is someone you should talk to. Free of charge.
They came in and the woman sat right over here, and she videoed some of it. It was in the last week.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Icon.
Icon. Did that doctor have a good time? He was.
Oh, I got, yeah.
They had a blast.
Plus they had, man, we had tons of,
Oh my God, that was the most I have seen a guest ever get. This dude, eye doctor, got 30 fucking calls. All organic as hell.
But it's because of eyes, stuff he does from LASIK to...
Oh, sure.
I don't see how we got that many calls.
Tom Martino here. Let's talk to Michelle. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And we do have lines open. Hey, Michelle, what's going on?
Yes. My question was, how much problem is it to when you're selling a house if you've not gotten permits on?
Well, here's the deal, Michelle. Okay, permits don't necessarily assure you of a good job or a bad job. So when it comes to the quality, that's up to the quality and the home inspector to find one way or the other. When it comes to legalities, the only thing that can get you in trouble is if you don't disclose it, if asked. So most disclosure statements ask, have any improvements been done without permits? And you have to disclose it. You can't lie and say, no, there's nothing been done without a permit. I had a few cases of houses in the past where I've sold them and things have been done without permits, and I've actually disclosed it, said this was done without a permit, this was done without a permit, and I did, because I don't want to be held responsible. Well, not held responsible, but I don't want to be accused of not disclosing something. The only way it affects you is if someone believes because there was no permit, there was a quality issue. But and also, if you are an owner, and let's say you have something done legally with a permit, and while the inspector is there, if they say, wait a minute, I noticed you have this, and this was never permitted. Since having no permit is an infraction, it goes against the person who committed the infraction. And if that was done before you owned it, very seldom will a building department do anything about it. Now, I have never seen where a building department has come on premises and said, because you had no permit for something before you owned it, you have to take it down or do this or do that. I've never seen that. So really, I don't think it's as much trouble as it is, unless it is totally ridiculous the way they did it. I mean, like really bad. Like extension cords instead of Romex, and they put extension cords in the attic. I mean, we've seen people who have done that. They plug into something and then run an extension cord and then put it on an outlet. So I would say that it's only going to affect owners who believe that it's wrong. But if they have an inspector inspect it extra carefully, and the inspector said, well, there's nothing wrong with this, then I don't think it would be a problem. How much work did you have on your home with no permits?
I bet it was a basement.
Was it a basement?
Well, it's a basement.
What else?
And a first stall of a garage made into part of the house. And
like I said, if they inspect it and find nothing wrong with it, I don't think you'll have an issue. But if you want to hang out and ask some questions, we can get some experts.
There were smoking sections.
What about a water heater, a gas water heater put in that?
It all depends on put in.
Many times furnaces and water heaters are done.
People go to Home Depot and buy their own water heater.
I put my water heater in.
But people, I've done non-permitted work in every house I've had problems.
My whole basement was non-permitted.
And I don't think anyone has ever had.
My whole basement was, and I disclosed it. Frank made me disclose it, and I sold it.
But they can go back for taxes on that.
Well, no, they didn't. But you're right. But why would the new owner say anything? Because then they'd be
years. They can't go back more than a certain number of years.
Is that right? Okay.
And I don't know if they would, actually. They might. That might be the only issue, actually.
But generally, you're saving the new buyers money on taxes if you're talking a whole basement.
You know, I've never had that an issue with that.
I can't. I have.
You know what? On one home,
Nicotine is an
I literally never got a occupancy
transmission shop.
I got a final inspection, but I never got an occupancy because at the time, this was many years ago, 30 years, Douglas County was imposing an impact fee. a big one, based on square footage. And my contention was that it's illegal. You can't do it. And so I didn't pay it. But I did not pay it. What I did is I didn't even ask for an occupancy. I simply got my final inspection and moved in. And as did many people, it went to district court. They lost. Douglas County lost the school system on every single level. And so all the money had to be refunded. I never paid it.
Oh, but does the occupancy have more taxes? Once you get occupancy?
I have no idea. Okay. I don't even know what it was for. All I know is after final inspection, you get an occupancy permit, but you have to apply for it.
Okay. You remember the one that we had out?
It's called it's called a CO, Certificate of Occupancy. Never got one. Right. And I even disclosed it. I mean, never got one.
But it probably would have passed anyway.
Oh, well, it had a final inspection. It had an approved final inspection. But I never went with that final inspection and the impact.
I see, that's a dual thing.
On
inspection and the certificate.
On my building, when I turned the warehouse into a Goodyear, they came in, I had my temporary CO, and if I didn't finish up, they threatened to shut me the fuck down.
A CO. And then after, it's been 30 years, I mean, what are they going to do? But there are houses that don't have COs, I'll bet you still today.
You're probably right.
Now, there have been people, neighbors who hated neighbors. I know one who was turned in for living in a house without a CO.
But
and they made him get out.
But was that, oh really?
Yeah.
Because it was a hazard?
Well, they didn't get a final either.
Okay. Well, that one place up there and stuff, that they could not get another permit because they didn't have a CO.
Oh, was that one on the mining claim?
Yep.
God, those people got fucked. What do you think they're doing right now? But that's basically where the bill of sale said you're buying a bunch of lumber that just happens to look like a house, right? I mean, Mark, isn't that what it said?
What's that?
You're buying a bunch of lumber that happens to look like a house.
It didn't even say that. It said whatever you're buying may not even be intended for the purpose of what you want, like living here or something. Like it was fucking crazy. You read it.
This may look like a house, but it's not.
That's the best disclosure I've ever read.
But that was also the people that went bankruptcy, and then they did the whole okey doke.
Oh no, those people cheated.
They cheated. Cheated everybody, government, everybody.
And nobody seems to give a shit.
Well, because it was too late, right? And then after the 6 years or whatever.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you. So what happened with the owners? I wonder what they're doing right now.
I'm afraid
they'll never be able to sell it. I mean, they will, but they get suckers like they were.
Wow, man. God, if they just used a realtor, they would have found
but
that.
They were, no. Realtors don't go and look at that. I asked Frank that. They don't look and see if they got a CO on.
Nobody.
No. I'm talking the language in the fucking contract.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That thing was not normal at all.
But everyone saw it. They signed it. You know what? They did it sight unseen, out of state. They won. Yes.
They figured it was a traditional, normal contract, and it was anything but. It makes you wonder if you slip something in there saying, and by the way, I get the house back free in 1 year. Period. End of story. Initial here, fuck nut. And then they initial there. You get the house back?
If I was a realtor, that'd be a pretty easy check to see if it has a CO. Just to make sure.
Is that what you're right?
Well, it's like people that, some stuff's so egregious, so like we always talk about on checks. I send into my mortgage company and write paid in full. There's people out there that think if it's cash, my house is now paid in full. Well, of course not. How about if I wrote in the memo, by cashing this, Mike agrees to give me free fucking care forever.
People never read that shit. They don't read their legal either. The legal descriptions are probably the things most not read. Especially when it's meets and bounds on certain latitudes and longitudes. No one does that.
Yeah. A lot.
Cheryl Goff senators now oppose Trump's emergency declaration. Of course. 25th Amendment.
Oh, but it doesn't matter because they'll never pass he's going to veto it.
Yeah, he gets to veto his own deal.
What do you mean his own law?
Well, they're even if it passes the House and Senate.
If what passes?
The bill for the taking away the...
He declared an emergency funding for the wall of $8 billion.
And
if it passes the House and Senate, which it could. He just vetoes it, so it doesn't matter. He's in his own destiny.
So they have a bill opposing it.
Yeah, his emergency, because they're saying it's not an emergency.
Well, it isn't.
Well, eventually the courts will argue whether it's an emergency or not.
Yeah.
But who wants to constrain a president or a commander-in-chief on what's an emergency? I mean, that's a big deal.
Especially when he is, safety of the country is his responsibility.
Hello.
Fire.
So you're on.
Fire inspector.
Most serial killers don't make any effort to involve with media.
Oh, you're measuring.
They almost want
Light?
crimes to go
Is that pretty accurate?
Yes.
Really cool.
The police. That's very accurate. That's a whole other level of terror.
Here we are, 50 years after the first.
Very cool.
Who doesn't want to know how it turns out?
You know, it'd be really cool if they hung something from the ceiling in the middle and it spun and gave you the area. And I'm sure the technology exists to do that.
Could we put a big 200-inch screen in there, please? Can you put that on your notes?
I can put it on. I'll let Tim know.
And a breakfast bar with a chef.
I think that would be
I think we need that.
But listen, just on Thursdays, I don't want to be weird.
Come on, not Fridays.
That's probably right. Fridays would be better.
Can you hold a notebook at the window there? I'm sure to make you water. I feel like a pusher.
This is so cool, this measuring thing.
Aren't those cool?
I didn't realize how accurate they are.
I think what really is awful is
Corey, what are they doing on the second floor? Are they putting it all on the third floor?
between the third and fourth floor.
Everything.
Well, me, I'm going to the for
You're going to the basement.
electoral
First floor stays the same?
I haven't heard. Honestly, I had.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and make your life a little easier. We do it each and every day. That's what we do here on the Troubleshooter Show. And all you have to do is give us a call. 303-713-TALK. Dr. Mike Hederscheit is with us today. And he is here to help us. If you have any questions on chiropractic, and we're going to get right to the phones. We have some lines open at 303-713-TALK. We get this question a lot about buying and selling homes. What about no permits? Does it matter? It matters if it matters. You know, most of the time, if you manage to do work on your home without a permit, the only repercussion usually is when they do find out, you start paying more tax if you improved your property. I've never heard of someone having to take something down or undo it. Now, I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I've just not heard of it. But Michelle is selling her house and wants to know what happens. She's had some work done. Now, Michelle, you had your basement done, right?
Yes.
And then you had living area in one of the garage bays or part of the garage?
Yes. Yes.
Now, here's what's more important than if the permits were pulled. Was it done to code?
Yes. In a lot of the things like the electrical and the little bit of plumbing, it was done by electricians and plumbers that didn't pull permits, you know. And so, and then my husband, who's done just a lot of the other stuff, or most of it, is very well rounded and versatile. He probably does it better than most things that are being done today. But
so your only risk is upon disclosure.
Yes, and so he doesn't want to disclose it because he thinks it opens a whole new can of worms.
Then if you don't disclose it and it's found out and it affects them in any way, then you're just giving them a hook to come back and haunt you.
I did our entire basement in our Castle Rock house. It took, we just did it over like a 5-year period. Didn't pull any permits, but like she was saying, we had actual licensed plumbers, electricians, and Frank Duran, the real estate man, said we better disclose this. It was never an issue whatsoever. In fact, because it was more square footage, it saved whoever bought the house some money on taxes.
So if your husband, no, I would recommend,
If you don't disclose it, you have to disclose one of three things. Wait. Nope, there's a new disclosure statement. I'm wrong. It used to be yes, no, do not know. It's not like that anymore. Call Frank Duran, the real estate man, Suzanne. Ask him that new disclosure statement. It's a weird one. It's weird now, the way it asks a question.
And ask him how he presents that to possible buyers.
But it's weird. When you hear about the new disclosure statement, it might be good for you, Michelle, the new one. Because I don't see, the old one put you in a position where you had to lie. You either say you did it without permits, you tell the truth, or you had to say no, which would have been a lie, or do not know, which is a lie. So that's weird. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Dr. Mike Hederscheit. One woman said she's always told whenever she goes to a chiropractor that she has to go 3 times a week. And she says she just cannot afford, nor does she want to go 3 times a week. Why is she always told that? Now, I know what she means. There's an intensive period in chiropractic. You can't tell me, though, that every chiropractor insists that every person comes 3 times a week, do they?
No, definitely not. That's going to depend on the chiropractor. One thing to keep in mind, though, is if you have an injury, it's, you know, top athletes take somewhere between 3 to 6 months for that to be resolved, and they're getting care every modality all the time. So if there's an injury that's come up, it could take, you know, 3 times a week for a little bit.
Okay, but what is a normal regimen for chiropractic? Let's just say maintenance.
Yeah, if it's just maintenance, maybe twice a month.
Okay.
It depends on their stress levels, depends on the quality of their spine, depends on a lot of factors. But that's up to the chiropractor to figure out with working with the patient and asking the right questions.
Okay. 303-713-TALK. Do we have Frank Duran around?
In about 60 seconds.
In about 60 seconds.
Do you have any of those in your practice? Those what are those chambers they put you in?
The freezing ones?
Oh, the Cairo.
Which ones? Either the freezing?
Cryotherapy? Is that what
maybe. I don't know. I've just seen them. They look like pods.
Oh, yeah, that's probably the freezing. But they also have, wait, what else do they have? Now, that's the one I know where you go and sit or stand, and then the neck out is out, and then they put sub-freezing stuff in.
Why?
Right. They chill your body down. I don't do that. There's companies.
It's supposed to improve circulation.
Yeah, it helps with healing and all that, but it just depends on if it's fixing the issue or not. So it's like good for injuries. Like if you hurt some muscle-wise, you could go in there and they could chill you down, and then the blood circulation goes back into your body, and just helps it heal up. So it helps get nutrients, but mostly water to what needs it.
And they also say that, of course, being frozen like that, of course, gives you immediate, really, you lower pain immediately just because of the freezing, but then it comes back to normal.
You know, Buddy Mitchell with Simply Floors, that guy jumps in a cold, what is it, like a trough outside.
God, I could never do that.
Water.
I could never do that. And Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, is on the phone. I want to ask Frank about... Frank, I'd like to ask you about this new disclosure statement. I know I was surprised when I saw it. Now, the old ones used to say yes, no, do not know as far as answers, right?
Correct.
What do they do now?
So now, Tom, they've simplified the form, so the only answer is yes. So unless it's a yes, you don't mark anything. Now, you do have a comment section to the right, so if you do mark yes, you can explain what the situation is.
Okay, so if you don't mark yes, this is weird. This is weird. If you don't mark yes, then it would obviously be no or don't know, but they don't make you say that. So why did they change it?
I think, Tom, they're looking to simplify the form. But I'll tell you this, too. About every year, 2 years, the forms change and there's new additions added. So this could even be a temporary thing. We don't know right now. They're going to see how this works.
Hey, Frank, when you sold my house in Castle Rock, my basement, I didn't pull any permits on, but it was completely finished. And I know we disclosed that, but where? How did we do that? And it didn't seem to affect the price at all.
Well, you had a disclosure statement.
Correct. Yeah, there was a section, Mark, if I remember correctly, where we gave an explanation there was no permits pulled. And I think it even asked the question, and you said no, and then explained there was no permits pulled. But it really didn't matter. The buyer loved the home anyway, and it all worked out.
Frank, have you seen where these disclosures for permits make a difference?
You know, Tom, not really. I think what it comes down to, whether there's a permit pulled or not, I think ultimately it comes down to, do they like the floor plan, the home, and ultimately the price point.
And probably the quality of the work that they didn't pull a permit for.
Sure.
Yeah, if something looks shabby, it does bother.
I think the key is pricing accordingly.
Now, okay, so Frank, on the disclosure statement, as you told me something surprising too. Now, and correct me if I'm wrong, a disclosure statement is not required.
That is correct. Now,
see, that's something I never knew.
Right. The seller actually could decline to fill out a seller's property disclosure. At the same time, if they have any pertinent information about the property, they still need to disclose it.
Well, hold on. Now, what do you mean they still need to?
Okay, so for instance, let's say you choose not to fill out a seller's property disclosure, but you happen to know there's mold, or you happen to know there's a foundation problem, or something's wrong with the furnace. You would still disclose those things in writing. You just wouldn't do it on the seller's property.
Why? Who says you have to? Is that law?
Yeah, so with the way the contract is, and I don't have one in front of me, so I'm just paraphrasing this. But
that's okay.
If you have knowledge of something that would be pertinent, you would disclose that.
How about a murder in the house?
No, seriously.
That could get into muddy waters.
Okay.
Anything that would that could stigmatize the property.
Okay.
Not necessarily, although I always advise you have a good talk with your owners up front, because these things still have a way of getting out if a neighbor or somebody talks to the buyer.
Now, Michelle, you could refuse a statement. Now, Frank, if she refuses a statement, a disclosure statement, is that a pertinent detail that the basement was done without a permit? That's not a defect.
Well, here's the thing with that. I think it's good policy to go ahead and disclose that.
I know you do, and I know you're above board, but I'm asking that's not necessarily considered a defect.
Not considered a defect, no, Tom.
Yeah. So, Michelle, I guess since no disclosure is required, you can handle it whatever way you want, but don't ever lie about it. That's for sure.
And honestly, call Frank. I'm telling you, I was in the exact circumstance, and he got me more money for my house than I even thought.
And Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Hey, Mike, you have a question for Dr. Mike, is that right?
Yes, I do.
And what is your question?
About 4 years ago, I was coming out of a window well, and I popped something in my upper neck, and I went and saw my doctor, and he sent me to therapy, and they did electric shock and all these things to my back. And as soon as my insurance ran out, they gave me a T-shirt and said, "Oh, you're all better." But I still have that chronic pain in my shoulder.
Now, how did you get that pain?
I do hail damage insurance work.
And you were in a window well.
Yeah, and I was climbing out of it because I didn't have a ladder.
And what happened?
Popped.
Oh, while you were climbing, were you doing kind of did you have your palms resting on the ground? Were you lifting yourself that way?
Yeah, I was lifting myself out with my arms totally spread out to get out of the window well.
Were you doing more of a chin up, or was this more of a hip up?
A chin up.
Okay, hold on a sec. We'll come right back to you.
This report is sponsored by your local Ford store.
A few cracks.
He was probably carrying a VCR and something else.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're expecting the home, right?
Yeah, I'm the home inspector.
This year, I just stuck to my foot.
My industry has such a bad reputation. Seems like
I know, because they said they can do everything. Yeah.
Well, it's not just that. There's so much. Even from being on the show and hearing all the questions, but what I hear in the office too.
But the 3 times a week for the rest of your life is like,
yeah, that's insane.
But if it actually helped them,
Sure, but people don't need that much care. We should be giving them the tools they need to handle things on their own.
Like the exercises and stuff like that.
But some people
Art of Granite coming up.
It's Truck Month America. Join the
A lot of people want to help.
All right, right now. Hey, artofgranite.net. That's the website to find Mitch Filaria's company called Art of Granite. They're open 6 days a week, closed Sundays, and they serve the entire Front Range and mountain communities. Look them up on Facebook, too, facebook.com, and then look for Art of Granite Golden. Art of Granite Golden. What I love about Art of Granite is that you can get beautiful granite countertops for wholesale on the stone, no matter what you get, whether it's granite, quartz, marble. He's a direct stone importer. Direct. And that means wholesale on that. Plus, he will throw in cabinets for a small markup from the manufacturer, while also doing tear out and haul away free and the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. Call for a price because he only charges for fabrication and installation. He can give you a price on the phone. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. artofgranite.net.
Kids are giving their parents the business when it comes to cereal.
Mom, Dad, we need to talk. Okay. Our cereals have way too much sugar. So I bought this box of grape.
You can say that all the time. Oh, it says too much sugar.
I don't see too many kids saying that, though. Yeah. Jeez, I used to, Captain Crunch was my favorite cereal.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, my kids love it. Sweeter, uglier, nastier.
Yeah, but, you know, 3 times a week for the whole lifetime. That doesn't make sense. I mean, people have, they're hard on their bodies, but they don't need that much. Maybe at a little bit in the front end, but long
I think that she was a graduate executive right there.
Well, so, I mean, I've had people tell me that. So, like, the chiropractor put me on 3 times a week for, like, years. And, okay. And I mean, it helped them, right? But
there are filings, there are 2 cases.
You have to think about the intention behind it.
Yes, it's a criminal charge, but it's also a civil charge when it comes to motor vehicles, and you need him for both.
I just think of it, do the right thing, treat people like they should be treated. You'll get the business, it'll come around.
Lazzara, Lazzaralegal.com. Joe is a good guy to call if you're in trouble. I hope you're never in trouble. I hope you don't need him, but don't ever try to go through any kind of criminal charge without advice. 303-429-6200. He will never charge for an initial consultation. 303-629-6200. You can
hopefully that on my report comes out this week.
Is your garage door?
I just like to get it done.
Get it over with, for God's sakes. Either charge him or get over it.
Yep.
Garage doors.
Get it done.
The only garage door company I've personally endorsed. I've used Don's garage doors in my home, and folks, you should too.
You see that bill? Did Polis sign that bill about
electoral?
Yeah, he did.
Call Don's garage.
So what is it? What is that bill? I haven't been following it. What does it say basically?
That our electoral votes go to the U.S. popular vote for president. So we could vote 90% Republican, but the popular vote like this time, you know, like went to Hillary.
But a lot of states signed it.
You're getting rid of the
11?
So here's the bottom line. It's either or. Who gets to choose? When do you choose?
When you choose the popular vote.
So the popular vote trumps the college.
Exactly.
What's the point of the college?
For the state. For the state. For our state.
Oh, in the popular vote in Colorado.
No, in the country. All the, even though you vote, say, 90%.
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
So even though it's a blue state, it could possibly go red.
Right. So if they went red even by 95%. If the popular vote is blue, it goes.
So then why don't we just say then the president is elected by popular vote? Period.
Right.
It is, right?
Right.
So if a politician goes into one city and convinces the big city of their stance, everyone else outside the city gets no say in it. So that was the idea.
Exactly. So California and New York pretty much controls our electoral college.
That's crazy.
Giving away your presidential vote. But that's the way. That's why we have an electoral college, to do away with high population centers controlling the country.
That's right. But the Constitution, all it said was electoral votes go to the state. The state can divvy it up how they want.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Dr. Mike has a question here. Mike, he was coming out of a window well. His legs were spread. He was climbing up, pulling himself up out of a window well with his hands and kind of like a chin up with his legs spread apart, and something popped. And did you have immediate pain right after that?
Yeah, I had immediate pain.
Immediate, like not the next day?
Yeah, like right away. I had pain, and then I went and saw my doctor. He was a DO at the time, and he sent me to therapy. No one ever x-rayed it. I told him I thought maybe I pinched my nerve, and he told some assistant that, well, like he really knows what he's talking about. And I'm like, well, it's my body. But
yeah, I think you would have been.
My left arm up, like to push things up. I couldn't do that for a long time. I'm just kind of seeing if there's something.
Did the pop come at the lower part, the middle, or the upper back? I'm curious. So Dr. Mike's not.
It's the top of my neck.
That's where you felt that?
That's where the pain is, and then like if I'm driving all day, I'll get like a hard knot there. That if I relax and don't do anything.
What do you think, Dr. Mike?
Away.
Yeah, I think we need to take an X-ray.
But what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, that kind of motion, pulling up.
I think what happened is you strained your neck doing that, because if you're kind of having a wide grip with your hands and then trying to get your head out of the window well, is that right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to strain some of the muscles throughout your suboccipital, which is just basically your skull there.
And what would that do? Then that would misalign the neck?
It could misalign your atlas. That's common that I'll see. So I bet you feel little knots kind of right at the base of your skull there. Is that right?
Yeah, it's right, like at the top of my shoulders, and then I noticed since that on my right shoulder, it feels like someone's touching my back, like it's numb, and someone's touching my back, but no one is.
Okay, so how long have you had that?
It's I want to say about 4 years or so.
Oh my goodness!
I had a hemorrhagic stroke in October of
What's that?
2017.
What's that?
It's a brain bleed.
And what happened to you?
I lost the whole right side of my body. It's starting to come back. The nerves are starting to reconnect, and
So you had an actual stroke?
Yeah. Well, it's not a heart attack. It's like
well, no, it's a stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so.
And you were hospitalized?
Yes, for 4 days, and then I did therapy for 30 days, and then I did more therapy, and now I'm at the point where it's just a time till it all comes back.
Wow.
So I didn't know if I should go see Dr.
Well,
Mike.
man, have you had success? Have you had success with chiropractic when it comes to strokes or post-stroke treatment?
Yeah, absolutely.
You've actually treated people who had strokes.
It depends on the variation of it. If it's somewhat like they had a stroke and they have a headache or pain into the arms, yeah, I mean, I've seen that get resolved in my office. But I'm not saying I'm going to be able to fix it. I understand. I got to be able to take a look at Mike here and see what's going on.
Yeah, mine is now I'm getting the feeling back in my right side. The pains that I had previous this injury is coming back.
Yeah, because the feeling's coming back.
Yes.
Yeah, so that definitely, he says, needs an exam. You know, the good news is, truly, is that X-rays and an exam are like $50. To me, that's amazing in and of itself. Initial exams where you get full thermal scanning, and that shows subluxations because they show up as heat spots. And then you have the digital X-rays, and then you have Dr. Mike consulting with you for $50. To me, that's a steal, and you've not changed that, have you? That $50 price?
That's the same. Yeah.
I mean, that's really good. Jared, and he's over at University and 470 area. So, Mike, what's going on? I mean, Jared, what's going on?
Yeah, Tom, how you doing?
Good, man. What's happening?
This is for the doctor. I got a lower back pain, and it seems like there's a numbing from like the back side of my butt cheek down the left front side of my leg.
Is that a form of sciatica? Is that a form of sciatica, the numbing?
If it's on the front side, it's a different nerve usually.
Okay. Go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, so I was just kind of curious. I mean, can I just go to a chiropractor?
Now, when did it happen, Jared? Did it just come on slowly?
No, it's been about, close to a year. I'm a truck driver, and I've just been noticing it. I'm starting to walk a little funny because my lower back's been giving me some pain. And there's, like I said, the numbingness is down the front side of my thigh on my left side.
I see. Truck driving doesn't say at all. I mean, people get bunched up sitting in one position for a long time.
What do they say now? Sitting's the new smoking. You ever heard that expression?
No, but it's terrible for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if you're sitting, I see a lot of truck drivers for that reason. They get very similar things, low back issues, sciatic issues.
But is that easily treated?
Yeah, it's pretty easily treated.
So you think I can just go to a chiropractor and they can help me out?
Now, where are you located?
I'm in Greeley area, northern Colorado.
Yeah, you need to find someone who, but find a chiropractor. I know this sounds weird, who does chiropractic, okay, Jared? And I would even pre-screen them on the phone. So many chiropractors are just not doing adjustments. They're not. They're doing other things. Do not get sucked into fake stem cell therapy, okay? And Michelle has another question about selling her home. She was the one calling about the basement done without a permit and part of the garage inside. But she had another question. Frank Duran said the new disclosure statements have either yes or no comment, or you can comment if you want, but it doesn't have a no and it doesn't have a do not know section. Michelle, go ahead.
Well, I'm just wondering if, obviously this probably isn't a very big risk from what's already been said, but do home inspectors ever turn you into the city for this?
No, they don't normally. Not that I've ever seen. Nobody really cares. I don't even think home inspectors ask. I've never had a home inspector ask, oh, by the way, do you have a permit for this? Nope. I've heard home inspectors say this is not up to code. You know,
if that work was done good, like you said it was, I think you're really over-worrying this.
Well, they say what is the thing though is when they check with the records, the inspectors can see that certain things.
I've not had an inspector check records. I don't know who you're talking about. I've had very thorough inspectors, and all I know they do is they go through and check the house. And they might make note something is not up to code or something should be fixed. I've never had one ask about a permit. I've never had one ask about county records or city records or any records at all.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 K-House. And radio station across Kaminsky mornings, Dan Kaplan's afternoons at 4. KHOW Denver.
I hate headaches.
Oh, man.
I used to get them a lot. You used to get them a lot.
I take 6 aspirin.
God, I hate it. I hate it.
I hardly ever.
I do too. I know Grant said his whole thing started.
Oh, since when did you stop?
Who's did?
Grant. Well, I'm sure that helped. About a year ago and stuff. Just like when we started doing everything and said, the intermittent fasting and the water and everything. That's when I really started saying, you got to drink water.
I drink water. I mean, if you can survive months without anything besides water, you know how important water is.
Yes. Well, it's here. I totally agree.
You gotta look at the purity of it too. You drink tap water all day. Maybe that's not the best.
Or you really think tap water or tap
water? I mean,
water?
the cleanliness of the pipes you have to look at. There could be rust in there. There could be. It depends the source of it. Every city is different with how clean it is too.
What's interesting with Kroger just said.
What did they just say?
They said they're looking for outside agencies to do all their advertising. I mean, it's just weird that was the news.
What did it say?
They're looking for an outside agency to do all of their advertising.
Right before you left, you said something.
Odd news story, isn't it?
You said something right before you left.
I found you on Fox News, those 3 broads are...
Oh, no, there's something else and stuff. Hey, where'd you get that one about AOC is her thing that they're trying to push West Virginia outside of...
That's kind of headline on Fox right now.
Why would...
It's just
not West
Virginia.
Virginia. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. They're approaching the Meade exit as it's causing big time
Can you imagine the people
that... the right side there to get around that.
There's always going to be people...
You're right. You're exactly right.
That there's always going to be people.
No, I mean people that are going to look at the negative of that.
Do you feel it coming from your neck at all? Do you feel sore in your neck, or is it just migraine?
Nah, it's in my temples.
I hate those.
No, you saw me doing this. I do that.
You can always try to put some cold on your neck if that helps.
I always try to stay.
Because if it's not coming from your neck, putting cold on your neck helps.
I used to get headaches in my nerve here, just my blood vessel. I could just feel it pounding. I just put it on here, just pound.
For what?
Let's talk about the Raleigh House. They have equine therapy in a rural setting. Yes, where you can be in the comfort of a beautiful rustic cabin and just relax, have a wonderful time. They have such great treatment centers. They have urban settings. They have, family type settings, dorms. They have all different kinds of group therapy or individual therapy. Whatever you need, they customize treatment. They customize all of the programs for your best interest. The Raleigh House. You want to call and ask them about their facilities. 720-730-0500.
9722. And that phone number is also for anyone who may want to know how to approach an addict in their life, or what they look for, how do they know there's a problem, what are the telltale signs, and what treatment options are available. How does insurance play a role in it? The Raleigh House is anxious to answer any and all questions complimentary, confidentially. Find out about their beautiful facilities in the Denver area. 720-730-9722.
Kids are giving their parents the business when it comes to cereal.
Dad, we need to talk. Okay. Our cereals have
So,
way too much
do you know Vic Lombardi?
I bought this box of Grainberry. It has less sugar and
What, you mean
super yummy.
the Lombardi Trophy?
No, the sportscaster in town. He used to be on Channel 4.
Oh, I don't think so.
Grainberry with onyx sorghum has the perfect balance of antioxidants and plant-based fiber for amazing sugar control. Buy a box today.
Grainberry, Grainberry. Happiness is a home you love. Parkside Village. Resort-style living for 55 and older. The worry-free, all-inclusive lifestyle that's luxurious, secure, and fun. Like a cruise ship on land. Enjoy freedom.
What would you say the percentage of gas furnaces is in Denver Metro compared to other heating? Single-family homes.
Boilers also?
Yeah.
You want to know the number one type of
Gas
heat?
versus electric?
Do you want to know what do you want to know?
I would guess.
What is 85%?
Amount of gas being used to heat versus electric, or what else is it?
Heat pumps.
Stem cell therapy.
Boiler.
I would
Very
say,
few.
I would say gas, forced air.
But a boiler is still going to be gas, right?
Normally,
Fluids
yes.
they have shipped
You need
into the
electric
clinic.
boilers.
And I'm sorry if I
What's that flooring, the radiant? What is that? Is that electric?
has
I don't know what
fluids
they get. If
shipped
you have just
into
bathroom
their
flooring, that's
clinic.
electric.
You are not getting
But you
true
can get,
living stem
circulated
cell
fluid
therapy
now.
under
Anyone do
it's
geothermal
impossible.
in
You
the
must
state?
have
Is
it
that common?
extracted on site. Centeno Schultz, one of
A
the
lot
few
of
clinics
it's not the
truly giving
geothermal like
stem
they're
cell
in
therapy.
certain
Look
areas.
for their
It's
seminars
just
or
where
call them for an
it's like
evaluation.
heat pump
303
geothermal where the
963
water goes down
9201.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Centeno.
8, 10 feet in
One
the
of our
ground,
stem cell
just,
treatment seminars. We're
comes
going to
back
give
out.
you
Because
the
heat
real
pumps
skinny
only
on
work
what works and what
like at
doesn't
that
work. And
really
we're going to show
like
you how
35,
you
40
can be active
degrees and
and
50
functional
degrees, something
again
like that.
without surgery.
303
I just didn't
963
know if a lot of people had geothermal when they drill down, you know.
Oh, way down here? No, I don't know.
Whatever.
They use actual geothermal. It's just like to heat the water and pump it out. It's not the geothermal like they have in California.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Ted, you have a comment on what now? The truck driver with the low back thing. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. I drove truck for 43 years, and his problem is that he's not sitting up straight behind the wheel. He's slumping down. You got to keep your feet flat on the floor. And
are you a truck driver?
Yes, sir. I drove truck for 43 years.
You know, another thing I see about truck drivers, they wear these ungodly boots, some of them, and those boots, God, walking on those. Did you wear boots, cowboy boots?
Yeah.
Huh? Ted?
I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I asked if you wore cowboy boots ever.
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. So you put your feet flat on the floor, and you sit up straight.
Well, I wore boots, but I didn't wear cowboy boots.
Yeah. Now, you know, does posture play? It's got to play an important role in you, whether you're sitting or standing or walking. What do you think, Dr. Mike?
Yeah, you got to have good posture. So, I mean, Ted's right. If you could sit up a little bit straighter, it's going to take abnormal pressure off one side compared to the other.
Yeah, or so many people slump. They really do. We all just started to straighten up here in the studio. Hey, Ray, what's happening, sir? You have a comment on the home inspector question and on the woman trying to sell a home without a permit in certain areas. Go ahead.
Right. I'm a real estate appraiser and realtor, and I run across this a lot, that people finish their basements. It really depends upon the appraiser. Most of them aren't going to check. If it looks good quality, they're going to give you a good quality rating on it. Most of them aren't going to really care. If it looks like crap, of course, they're going to discount that a little bit. But, I wouldn't worry about it too much. It sounds like you're your caller really was asking about an appraiser question, not a home inspector. Two different
Yeah, you're right.
groups of people.
You're right, Ray. You know what? That was lost on me. I think you're right. That now that I think back on that, she was probably thinking about an appraiser, and an appraiser will note stuff like that. Yeah, thank you. 303-713-8255. Dr. Mike Hederscheit is here with Bright Light Chiropractic. You have a screaming deal for us today. And by the way, we have time for plenty of calls you can get right through. Now you can call 303-MARTINO anytime, 303-627-8466, or, of course, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Dr. Mike, what kind of special deal can you give us? Although normally, I just want to tell you, he does his checkups, and that includes digital x-rays, thermal scans, and consultations for $50. That's a screaming deal in itself. And his adjustments are normally how much, normally?
Normally $50.
All right, so what are you doing for us?
Same intro, x-ray, thermography scan, evaluation, but I'm going to do $20 for the next 10 people, the first 10 people that book the appointment.
$20 for what? For that initial exam?
Exactly, yep.
Holy cow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, I'm going to tell him how to book in a second here. I don't know if you just heard him, but $20, seriously now, that's an exam. That's digital x-rays, thermal scan, I call it. He calls it what?
Thermography reader.
Thermography reader. And that shows misalignments. And then all of that, the initial consultation there, for $20. That is, man, that is good. And if you're just getting introduced to chiropractic, this is a great way to go, because I think it's gentle, whereas some chiropractic is not so gentle. I mean, they all have different techniques. He has a very gentle but targeted and precise technique, and that's what's important. And that's just $20 for how many?
For the first 10 people to book.
All right, now who do they call right now?
Right now, if they're calling.
Do you want them to call, or do you want them to go online?
Either way, if they call, I ask they leave a voicemail, because I'm here right now, so I won't be able to get.
And you don't have anybody manning the phones right now?
Not the second, no.
All right, go ahead. What's the number?
720-583-4506.
Okay, so that's 720-583-4506. 720-583-4506. Can they also go online?
Yeah, they can go to brightenyourfamily.com.
brightenyourfamily.com.
Yep.
brightenyourfamily.com. Hi, Madonna. What's happening?
Oh, in Loveland, we have an excellent chiropractor there. We live up in this area.
Yeah?
Loveland, Fort Collins area. And we've been going to him for approximately 27 years. He restored my feet, my knees, where I couldn't hardly walk anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in my 40s back then.
So what kind of adjustments does he do?
He does regular adjustments. He adjusts here and adjusts there. And over the years, he showed me how to keep my knees from when they want to slip out of place, how to put them simply back into place.
How did he tell you how to do that?
Oh, just by holding the thumb to the outside of the kneecap and just pressing a little bit, and then pressing up on the kneecap from the bottom of it, and then and then it quits being out of place and doesn't cause any kind of issues. But yeah, that and recently we go to him every other month, but recently was in let's see, trying to think. I'm driving, trying to think. My foot. My right foot started hurting me real bad, and so when I complained to him about it, he just told me the simple thing of, besides adjusting me, he told me a simple thing about doing a leg stretch, putting my leg out behind me and holding that stretch for several seconds. And
well, I'm glad that you got relief and you're happy, Madonna. Thank you. I'm a believer in chiropractic. My only problem is not with chiropractic, the science, but with chiropractors, the people. Not all of them, of course, but a good number of them that just, I just think, have gotten too off the wayward path and become snake oil salesmen. Carla, what's going on? You have a question?
I have a question for the chiropractor.
Yes.
I would like to know if x-rays can show arthritis in the back.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're looking at osteoarthritis,
Yes.
yeah, then it'll show that in the X-ray.
I'll show that. The reason is because my lower back hurts, especially with the weather changes. That's when I really hurt.
Yeah, that's when most. Why do barometric changes affect people? Why?
That's a great question. I'm trying to figure that out myself.
Oh, you don't know?
I mean, I'm imagining it's just a pressure change.
It's literally pressure.
It's just a pressure change.
On the microfibers or nerves. I mean, if you think about it. 303-713-TALK. Ryan, hi. What's happening, Ryan?
Hey, Tom. I'm working with the transmission clinic down in Colorado Springs. They've had my car for a little while. And I just wanted to say they're doing a great job.
They're great guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the price is, like, you can't beat it, you know?
Yeah, the owner is Don Callender.
He just retired and sold, but he sold to some of his great guys.
Oh, okay. So, Ryan, thank you for letting us know. We love getting feedback like that. All right, once again, we have open lines. Love it. You can get right through, whether you want to talk about chiropractic with Dr. Mike or you just want to talk. You got a problem, a question or complaint, something's on your mind. You may want to give an on-air review or just bitch. I don't know. You can do that here. Yeah, you can actually just call up and say, you know what? This chafes my hide. 303-713-TALK.
This report is sponsored by Walgreens.
For the most part, the drive across town is in pretty good shape. There is a crash, though, on the east side of town, westbound I-70 at Peoria. Watch out for backups there. Got a crash on the westbound side of Pena Boulevard at DIA as well, clogging up the drive at the airport, so just pack your patience there. Police investigation happening off highway at Santa Fe in Florida. Best to avoid that area for now. And in the High Country Drive.
Seinfeld one, George.
What?
How thick is it? George? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What did he have in there that, what was the one thing that he could take to a gas station and get a free what?
No, it was the Exxon thing. It was like
Shamu the Whale poster.
Was that?
It was a whale.
Oh, okay. I know Exxon thing. Remember he had put hard candy in
Century RV for your RV. You know, people go to the internet and find internet pricing, and they come from all over the country to two locations, either in Lakewood here, just west of the city, north of 6th Avenue, just between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's, or they go up north to the exit to Longmont, and that's 119 turn off to Longmont. You can simply go to either place or give them a call, 303-453-1111. You're fortunate to have them right here, CentryRV.com.
And they had the receipt he's putting in.
Yeah, that's what but his is a little dirty. But there are people, seriously, they want that wall in there and they got it all the time. I quit doing it.
You know, ladies will walk around with their 30-pound purse on one shoulder.
You're right. That's a big thing.
Like,
or even worse, on their arm.
Oh,
they have it on their arm.
Oh, either on one side, yeah. Anyway,
no, you're right. And you're right. It can be 30 pounds.
Right. Because if it's over 20% of body weight, it's when it causes damage to the back.
Oh, really?
That's what I read.
Could be your biggest retirement expense. Hi,
Think about that. I'm thinking about that for my daughter when she has a little backpack. You know, she's only.
Well, you watch those kids, those
30
little
pounds,
kids, and they got a backpack that sticks out like that far.
They're
like
falling on their back like a turtle. Stuck on their back.
Yeah, but kids, they're resilient.
That is true.
After a while.
Humans in general are pretty resilient species.
Egress Window. That's a company that puts in window.
Well, I think you're right. The body is pretty resilient.
It doesn't always work the best it should. It usually tries, you know, something damaging happens, it just tries to keep itself alive. It doesn't think it's going to hurt later. It's just like, all right, well, I'm alive. So I'm good.
Or what it does to try to help you, like say, putting bone spurs in there when you had an injury there.
Bone spurs, adhesions, muscle adhesions, ligament adhesions, tendon adhesions. That's a lot of the stuff that I break up on the spine is they're stuck in the adhesions.
restaurants,
and then gradually it
Well,
got
same with muscles and stuff too, right? The cramps and stuff where you
not
told me
part
that
of
the muscles actually stick together.
form anymore. It's not exactly. I was at parties this summer, and there wasn't a
Yeah, that's what a
single
masseuse does, is break that.
even in my own home, I had my own.
They'll break it up. They'll break the adhesions up. They'll break up trigger points. I think massage is great. I mean,
It was really a
think
friend of
muscle
mine
works
that
important.
said, "Why wouldn't you just try the Jewel?"
Not like Kraft though.
Okay, I'll try it.
Huh?
And so I went out and I
Kraft,
bought one.
owner, what's his
The
name?
idea of going
Massage he got. You didn't hear
Oh,
about
I
that?
didn't hear about
The
that.
owner of.
You don't do the rub and tuck?
enjoy it anymore.
They're breaking. He got his adhesion broken up apparently.
Carolyn made the switch October 2016.
How many billionaires go to the $79 Chinese
That's
freaking rub and tuck?
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Quite embarrassing.
Alexa to play 630K now on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear.
I don't know. Does he even have a girlfriend? Or
Yeah, but somebody said he had a 35-year-old girlfriend.
Damn, what's she not doing right? Where he's got to go to the rub and tuck.
Apparently the rub and tuck. Either right way or wrong
Nolly
way.
Bob.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Let's get right to the phone. 03713-TALK. Debbie, what's going on, Debbie?
Hello.
Hi, Debbie. What's happening?
Well, I was just wanting your opinion on it. A few weeks back, I had gotten a little postcard from T-Mobile involving a class action suit.
Yeah.
I no
Now,
longer
those
have
are sent
T-Mobile.
out. Those are sent out to any potential litigants, anyone who would be benefited from this or might be a member of the class. And as long as they don't ask for anything from you other than some simple information, there's nothing wrong with going through that. I get them all the time about various things.
Well, the one thing I'm concerned about is it says along with the class action suit, I'm guaranteed 2 years credit protection services.
Yes, and I've had that too.
And-
That means there was a breach.
Okay, so this credit protection service is going to have all of my information, and that's okay?
Yep. If you know that it's truly from them and it's the credit organization you give the information to.
All right.
So that's what counts. As long as it's the credit agency directly asking for the information, not a third party. They don't get it for them. Here's what they do. They say, we have provided this to you. Go sign up. Okay? Ben, what's going on with you, Ben?
Oh, hello.
What's happening, sir? What's happening?
Well, I called to complain about iHeartRadio, the app. It used to be very user-friendly.
Yes? The radio app? I don't know. I didn't know it changed.
Well, a couple of years ago, you used to be able to do your show, like take it on a road trip.
Yeah?
And you lose signal, and you can't do that anymore.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? People listen to my show all over the country.
Well, you can do it live or when you have an internet signal, but you can't download it.
You can't do what? You can't download it.
Correct. I wanted to take you.
I see what
on
you're
a
saying.
road
I
trip.
see what you're saying. You can download it right on our own site.
Yeah, but iHeart quit allowing it, Mark and
Right,
Tom,
they
just so
did.
you guys know.
They did. But doesn't iTunes do it, though? Don't
iTunes, Spreaker, and then I think our website.
Right. You can still download it.
Right on our website.
Right on our website. You can still download it.
Just go to referrallist.com. You'll see the past, 30 of them, and they're usually up within 10 minutes after the show. Start playing it, hit play, then you'll have the option to download the MP3.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Donna, what's happening?
Well, Tom, I'm calling today. I've been going to call in, but a couple of weeks or so ago, I called in and left a message, not on the radio, but Mark had called me back and told me that he thought it was a water pump and not my fan that cools the thermostat or whatever.
Yeah, and what happened?
And so anyway, I took it down to Sheridan Auto and had it fixed. And then I had to take it back a little bit because they told me I have a oil sensor, and it's a 2001 Grand Cherokee, and I just can't afford a new one yet right now. And then he said I'm going to need a catalytic converter also down the road. So I'm trying to fix the car to keep it running while I try to get back to work and find some new housing. So Anyway, but I want to thank you all for all
thank
of the
you,
that you do.
Donna, thanks for calling and letting us know. Yeah, Sheridan Auto Tech, we love them. Hey, Deborah, what's happening?
I just wanted to give a kudos out to Plumline Plumbing.
What happened?
Well, I had I wanted to get an estimate. You know, I had some problems with my heater.
Yeah.
And they came out. I didn't have the money. They found the financing. And then they found out that my electrical switch box outside was all out of code. I had 4 Plumline trucks at my house.
Huh.
The next day, they did it all in one day. New
Wonderful.
heater, new central air, and everything.
I'm really happy. You know what? They're good people. And Deborah, what I really want to do is thank you for using us. Referralist.com, we truly, we mean it. Referralist.com, we really do. Okay, now, who's on line 3 there, Suzanne?
Terry, with a question about a permit.
Terry, go ahead. You're on. What's happening?
Hey, Tom, great show. I've been listening to you for 35 years.
Well, thank you, man. When I was a young man. What's going on?
32 years ago, you helped me with a replacement extended warranty motor.
Oh, my God.
Anyway,
yeah.
Hey, I use your referral list.
Thanks.
Pretty much exclusively.
So what's going on, man?
I had a furnace and a water heater put in by 24/7.
Yeah.
And they pulled the permits. And how important is it to get an inspector to sign off on it?
Well, you know what? Here's the deal. A lot of them pull permits, they do it, and then it's hard to get an inspector back there. Is it important? Okay, you're going to not like this answer. But if it wasn't one of the people I knew, I would be concerned. But no, it's not as important as the work being done right, but how do you know? Most of the time, the people that we have on the referral list do it so much better than code anyway. They're just better. But I'm not saying you shouldn't have a final inspection, but I would say you don't have to worry if Fix It 24/7 did it. Honest to God, you don't have to worry. But why didn't you get a final inspection?
Well, it just happened a month ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I would just call the guy and say, look, I never got a final inspection. That's part of the service I get for paying for a permit. So just ask him to come by and check it. And what the heck, if there's any issue whatsoever, they'll come back and fix it. And, you know, inspectors... you know, like I said, for that kind of stuff, inspectors, it's better than not inspecting it. Let's put it that way. But it's not that critical if you have good people to begin with. So I would definitely demand it because I paid for it. But a lot of these permits and inspectors are way behind. They're way behind. Now, what's going on, Noreen?
Well, I just want to sell some of them because I don't go down there.
Your timeshares? Okay. There are a lot of companies that rip you off when it comes to timeshares and getting rid of them.
I know that.
All right. The Finn Law Group in Florida does a pretty good job. The Finn Law Group, F-I-N-N. Are they on the referral list, Mark, still? On the referral list?
He gave me that name, but he didn't give me their number.
Okay, if you go to referralist.com and just search F-I-N...
I can't do that.
Why is that?
I can't. I don't do the computer.
Oh, you don't have... Okay, we'll help you, dear. You don't have you don't have internet?
Nope.
Okay, we'll help you.
I got the number here.
Here's you ready to copy it?
Yes, I am.
855-346-6529. 855-346-6529.
Time of day to call him?
Let's see. It's a 2-hour time difference. So it's 2 hours later. You can call right now even. They're good people. I'm Tom Martino. Good people. Dr. Mike Hederscheit. Bright Light. Chiropractic. Remember that special, but it might be filled up by now, but brightenyourfamily.com. And don't forget, you can always go to referralist.com for help, information, and referrals. Save all your problems for me.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Is it because they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe? Babbel's award-winning technology gets you speaking right away, whether you're learning Spanish, French, or German. But best of all, you'll remember what you've learned. I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell